All right, and we are live for Blue Otter Premier League. I am Chong Soma. I am joined by Rue this week, and we're already getting into the draft here between Conduit and Elysium. But before we talk about any of that, Rue, how you doing today?
I'm good. I've just come from casting a completely different series, a completely different game, but we are ready to lock back in for Premier. Just the one game today. Similar to yesterday, we had a little bit of rescheduling in week 6, but I'm sure everything will be all good for the final week so we can get those games on as they normally happen over the weekend. Coming into today, we got 2 of the top teams in BOL Premier. Now, both these teams sit at 4-1. Winner of today sets themselves up for some proper success. You get those top 2 seeds. You get a bye in the first week of the playoffs. I mean, coming into this, we've already seen most of the draft in front of us. Elysium have beaten the 4 teams that were at the bottom of BOL Prem. They've chosen, they are the gatekeepers, I think. They are the gatekeepers of BOL Prem. Conduit, they're just kind of winning a lot right now. They have got the 1L as well, as everyone else does. But it feels like this is a league where everyone can beat anyone. And right now, these 2 drafts make it very interesting to see who might be able to win in this series, at least in game 1, between Conduit and Elysium.
Yeah, and I think the very interesting thing looking here at the drafts is Conduit is actually going with that Xin Zhao in the top lane and the Mundo in the jungle, which makes me believe that it's going to be the AP Xin Zhao variant that we've been seeing pop up in solo queue with the new changes to the static shiv item. So definitely an interesting one. But on Elysium side, like, they have a Jhin and Thresh bottom lane. I am particularly not a fan of this bot lane combination because they do not work together as a bot lane. It's like you pick Thresh with immobile hyper scaling 80 carries. You think like with Jinx, you think of it with Aphelios. That's really it. You don't think I'm picking Jhin, it needs a Thresh. So I'm just not a fan of that bot lane combination that Elysium has picked up.
Oh, I will happily +1 that one. Thresh is a very good Braum substitute, I think, right now. Like, the way that Jhin is played is please get off my hyper carry. Jhin is neither a hyper carry, nor is he, like, needing that much help peeling, right? He kind of got himself, for the most part, and if Conduit's team are getting onto you that much, then I think you may already be dead. You should be looking to engage here as Elysium's comp, right? You start out with Nocturne Orianna. The Jhin for follow-up damage, I don't hate as much as I usually hate Jhin. You can call the curtains over that shockwave combo and it's okay, but the pairing with Thresh suggests that you almost feel intimidated by what Conduit are bringing to the table. Take it blind as well and you get Nico counterpicked into you as support does not feel good at all.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. I do like the Jhin in the draft that Elysium has, because I do think, like you mentioned, it does work well with your Orianna Nocturne combo, and it can enable Gwen in side lanes as well with those long-range deadly flourishes and opening up the curtains like you mentioned. But if you look at Conduit's comp, they have easier ways to start a team fight, whether that's Nico getting a big engage, a big scatter the week from Syndra, or just Dr. Mundo being Mundo and just kind of running at everybody and not caring about anything. And then if the Xin Zhao actually goes the way you've seen the Xin Zhao's in solo queue going recently, this champ is going to be very hard to kill, and he's going to just feast on your back line all game. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays. I'm not the biggest fan of the Ezreal pick on the side of Conduit, just because I know the player piloting it, and he made me upset like 2 minutes ago. But also, I'm just not a big fan of Ezreal in this elo bracket. I think like Ezreal's really shine in higher elo brackets where players are very, very skilled individuals mechanically and just having the game knowledge where they're able to absolutely maximize the amount of damage that Ezreal can put out. So it's really going to be on Conduit's ADK or Chrome alone to prove me wrong with this Ezreal pick and kind of say, you know, I can play this champ in this elo bracket. But it's definitely going to be interesting here for this first game that we have between Conduit and Elysium. But I gotta ask you, Rue, we're looking at the 2 drafts here. Which one are you favoring here for the first game today?
Well, one team has Jhin, so I'm going to say Conduit. My draft analysis is usually as simple as that. It's one team has Jhin, so I hate it. Unless there's something really obvious poking straight back at you, but with the Mundo coming in right at the end, it makes Conduit too tanky for Jhin to really be able to get through. If it was the same flipped around, and the Mundo's on the other side, Ezreal might struggle as well, right? We've got 2 ADCs that do tend to struggle when the health balls get higher. Elysium going to be really depending on their top lane to get some sort of advantage into what is meant to be one of the toughest lanes possible. Xin Zhao into Gwen is, in theory, absolutely crushing for the Xin Zhao, the Gwen should not have a chance to get ahead. And from that point, you can't kill the Mundo. That's the issue for Elysium's draft. This Mundo in the jungle, this is like watching T1 AL. Like, just pick Mundo, it's free. I don't care if you've played it before.
Yeah, I mean, the Mundo, like you said, it's all on Elysium's top laner on this Gwen to be able to be the person to kill this Dr. Mundo, because if Mundo gets ahead whatsoever, where is the damage in the rest of Elysium's comp? If, like, even if an Orianna and Nocturne are, like, even to the Mundo, they're still going to struggle to kill him, and if he's accelerated, it's just going to be almost impossible to kill this Mundo. So definitely going to have to keep our eyes on how Conduit plays around this Dr. Mundo, but then also how much the side of Elysium is able to kind of be getting value out of this Nocturne and Orianna. But with that, we're going to head to a short break here. Oh wait, hold on, I'm getting word.
We might be able to
that we're just going to be able to... Yeah, we're going to be able to go just into game. We're just going to be waiting on that instead of going to a quick transition here. But, I mean, I do think both teams kind of had an idea coming into draft with what they wanted to pick and what they didn't want to see picked. And it feels like, for the most part, they got that. I feel like Conduit got more so what they were aiming to get this draft, while maybe Elysium had to pick the Gwen as, like, a last-minute answer to the Mundo pick, thinking it was top lane, and then kind of just losing out to the potential top lane flex of the Xin Zhao, as we are getting onto Rift here for game number 1 between Conduit and Elysium. Conduit going to be on the blue side, Elysium going to be on the red side. Definitely going to be interesting, and we can see already in the top lane that Turbo Flyer on this Gwen has elected to go for the Ignite, not taking TP, so if So Easy is able to find a good trade and get a big advantage up there in the top lane, it's going to be very detrimental for the side of Elysium.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think Gwen is, I say crushing earlier, it's kind of like, it's one of those matchups where Gwen just usually does well, and Zindel kind of just does okay, especially lethal tempo. Difficult to really stack that as efficiently as something like the Conqueror, which can be applied by Gwen, auto-attacking and also just on her Q. So, yeah, self difference is going to be going on there, but if So Easy's able to land a good audacious charge, get a good early trade going, as you say, it can be very difficult for Turtleflyer to really pick himself back up from a rough early game, and he needs to not have a rough early game, right? That's what we keep on talking about, because it is so important. This Gwen has to be in a state where she can kill the Mundo, and Joker has nothing they can do about it, right? That's the kind of strong that this Gwen needs to be, and I'm not sure that level of Gwen even exists into a neutralizer as neutralizing as Xin Zhao.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see Turbo Flyer is already playing this lane very well, just completely zoning So Easy off the first couple waves for gold. He's able to pick up the XP, so he's not going to fall off there, but falling behind in gold is pretty big. Another thing that I was curious and I was keeping my eyes on was Mango for the side of Elysium. They had a ward onto Joker's Raptors, so I was kind of expecting Mango to just take blue buff and then immediately go down and take away the Raptors, but they elected not to. Also, I think they messed up their clear, because they were taking their blue buff, and I saw them path over to the Gromp, and it looked like they were trying to take both those at the same time, but we can see with the pip on the minimap that they didn't take Gromp, so they definitely played with the rage bar, the aggression bar on those jungle camps incorrectly, as a nice hook out of Relics here. The Flay is in as well. Heal already had to be used by Concrete. Flash away, but Jin flashes forward with the 4th shot there, and Relics getting a nice early hook there to get first blood for Elysium.
And that hook really living up to its name, the death sentence, aptly quoted there as Relics layers in the CC. Concrete just cannot escape, even with Flash, even with heal. It's not enough to get through the Ignite, and the follow Flash for the 4-shot. Reckoning finishing things off perfectly. Exactly the start that Elysium needed through their bot side. I do wonder if the whole jungle camp situation maybe has something to do with the fact that you're up against a Mundo on the other side, right? When it's a Xin Zhao, you can just go for the invade. You're probably stronger level 2 as Nocturne into a Xin Zhao, who... Wait, when did Mango use Flash?
Wait,
what?
Oh my god, I Didn't realize that Mango used flash, but we can see that Joker, not Joker, is hovering in the mid lane. Concrete is here looking for a gank, but Relics reading the rotation timer is there to cover Star Burrito in the mid lane. So potentially nothing coming out as Drizzen does hit the scatter of the week. Real Joker does land a cleaver onto Relics, but Mango is just going to take the top scuttle, having used flash at some point, and takes a reset as Concrete gets a little bit of a trade there on Relics. But yeah, like you said, I don't know when Mango used flash. Like, a lot of stuff has been happening with Mango in this game. Like Mango off screen this game has done two things that we have no idea what happened. First the Gromp and then the flash. So I'm not really sure what's going on with Mango so far in this one. Hopefully they can clean it up and not have it like affect them mentally too much in this game, because the team is already doing good in the bot lane. Top lane is going probably better than you expected it to go early, and mid lane you're just a little bit behind, but that's also because Drizzen, I think, is on like his best champion is on the Syndra, so it kind of makes a lot of sense for Drizzen to just start having a lead there as well.
Yeah, I mean, the positive from the perspective of the Xin Zhao is that they don't know that you flashed, right? It's one of those where the tree in the forest falling down, who knows, right? I think he may be able to get away with this, but his level 6 timer is going to be a little bit screwed as a result, whereas Joker already hit level 5. He's just going to keep on power farming, keep on clearing through, and he might be able to make some big plays happen. He doesn't even need to wait for level 6 much as the Mundo, right? It's nowhere near as important of a power spike for ganking potential, even though it is for survivability. He's looking for the gank anyways, Mango. No flash. This is interesting.
All right, Drizzen taking a lot of damage. Mango is here. He does get the fear tether, and Drizzen's gonna have flash away from that one. But Star Burrito flashes in. Is not able to land it, and the cleaver comes out, and that's gonna be Drizzen picking up the first kill in the mid lane with Star Burrito. Joker there with great timing and well played by Drizzen to flash away from that one. They could look for more as the scatter doesn't land. Drizzen is quite low. Mango trying to farm up, get that gold, but Joker's here, lands the first cleaver, and Mango's just gonna fall down to Drizzen again. Hits the outplay button. Now we get to the top lane. Turbo's in, and now in the bot lane, Chrome alone is all alone. He has the barrier. He has to flash. He gets away from that one. As So Easy is able to escape in the top lane as well, away from Turbo Flyer. But Conduit gets 2 kills on their mid laner early in this one.
And these are not the mistakes that we associate with Elysium, right? These are the mistakes we associate with some of the teams maybe down in the other end of the standings. Elysium were flawless through their first 4 weeks of play. They have faced the 4 bottom teams through those weeks, and maybe that's leading into things a bit. They've come up against some stiff opposition today, and I mean, Conduit, they're just happy to take the fight. There is in with a very good respect flash. They know that the Nocturne Tether is about to connect. That's when they press the flash. Mango obviously can't follow. I don't think he would have done anyway with how close to the turret he was. But then Starburrito just
trading with Turbo Flyer. Turbo Flyer does get the needlework out there. First 2 miss, doesn't hit the snip either. So Easy could have looked for more, but now Mango's actually going to be caught out again. Doesn't have flash right now. Doesn't look for it. He channels the recall. Oh wait, he gets hit, but it doesn't matter. He baits him because he knows Relics is there with a lantern. Nice little BM to be able to survive.
And that would have been the level 6 grab as well for Mango, but he missed his early game Gromp. He has to go back to it to hit his level 6, and unfortunately that might give a timer for Conduit to look for a play.
All right, there you can see here they're looking for it. Chrome Alone's in the area. Joker not gonna walk too far up, but I think he can. He really has no threat because he does still have the passive. Star Burrito's rotating over. Star Burrito actually might be the one who gets caught here, but there is some Scuttlecraft vision. Gonna get hit by the cleaver. The E hits. The scatter comes out as well. Star Burrito taking a whole lot of damage. Does get the ultimate out, and now they get the hook onto the Drizzen. Flay in, Reckoning in. Already shut down onto the Drizzen. Now Joker's in on the backline by himself. Mango's able to pick up that kill, and now the currents have opened. Concrete's gonna have to run for the hills, but Chrome alone gets the snipe onto Mango, and then Relics gets rooted as well. Deadly Flourish is not going to connect as the Pop Blossom has not been used yet. Concrete can still look to go into this one with Chrome alone. Chrome alone is going to arcade shift over the wall, get a lot of damage on the Relics, and now Reckoning is still looking to go in. Look to get some damage on this one. Concrete flashes forward, is not able to hit the Tangle Barbs, as now Chrome is still going in. Reckoning has used Flash. The Deadly Flourish is going to land on Concrete, and that's just going to be the end of that play. Conduit not going to push it any far forward after getting a big shutdown for the side of Elysium onto Drizzen there in that exchange.
Yeah, and the difference in that fight really was the bot push. I think if Conduit had bot push, then yes, go nuts, go aggressive, go for that play in the enemy jungle. But it's the fact that Reckoning has the pressure in the lane, hits level 6 as well off of getting the push. Chrome alone doesn't respond, but he's late to the fight anyway. That is the difference. The fact that the Jhin is there turns into a 4v3 temporarily, and that allows Elysium to get that kill back. They get 2. It ends up being a 2-for-2 overall. but it could have been a whole lot
The
cleaner.
ultimate use
Get
of
onto
the
mid.
mid by
This is
Mango. He's looking for the
guys.
first kill with it, and that's just not a smart use of your first paranoia, because Derizen was pushed all the way towards his turret already, so you have to full commit. Like, you have to full commit to make a kill. So, like, and Nocturne's one of those champions where you want that first ultimate to be a very good one, and you get nothing off that first paranoia, and that is a 2-minute cooldown now for nothing. It's so easy. We're going to trade it onto Turbo Flyer again. Turbo Flyer going to get knocked up, but Turbo Flyer has Ignite. He could look to extend more. It's so easy. Is able to hit that one, becomes lightning. Got Chasers, charges in, and now the snip is out. The needlework is being used as well. Ignite is not so easy, and then the trade 1-for-1 at the last possible second.
Yeah, a small summon advantage will go so easy's way because he will have his CP back soon, but not for this wave to get back in time.
Derizen gets hit again by the death sentence. The flay is out, and Derizen's just gonna die to Mango, and now Joker's taking a whole lot of damage. Chrome alone isn't even putting out anything from the backside. He's gonna use the ultimate, but it doesn't matter because now Dragon is just overtaken by the side of Elysium. It's just Concrete and Chrome alone against the world. Concrete's only level 4, has nowhere near access to that ultimate, and Reckoning is so far ahead here. This is gonna be Dragon #1, picked up by the side of Elysium as Relics hits another clutch death sentence onto Derizen once again.
Yeah, and that's a big 1-for-1 to be taking as the Elysium support. You get rid of the enemy jungler, you get rid of the enemy mid lane rather, it allows the rest of the fight to be so much more in your favor. You then get rid of Joke here as well through the maximum dosage. 4 shot from Reckoning to the face will typically get rid of a Mundo, even a Mundo that is that low. Now, the rest of this game is really up in the air once more, right? We were talking a little bit earlier about Conduit having their advantage. They still have an advantage through mid. Like, Derizen is still strong, but they're not playing for it incredibly well right now. It feels like Elysium have managed to find their avenue back into this one, and they can even look to pressure out on bot side even more because Reckoning is about to hit Hubris Spike at like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Reckoning is extremely strong in this game as they're able to catch Chrome alone, and he's taking a lot of damage here. He might just fall down early. So Relics actually has to flash away. Chrome alone did use Barrier, but 4th shot from Reckoning comes out and is able to pick him back kill. Now he's going to open the curtains. Concrete has no flash. 1, 2, double kill for Reckoning in the bot lane. Elysium bot lane showing up when it matters most. Reckoning proving Rue wrong that Jin might get the win this time around.
Yeah, well, Jin early game, right? If you don't respect it, it will destroy you. But, like, guys, we do have to respect it at some point. It feels like we've seen a lot of this stage. We're just gonna, you know what, screw it.
All right, Star Burrito gets hit by the outplayed button as Mango's now going to fear up Derizen. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in the 2v1, but Derizen able to make the best out of a worse situation. I mean, overall, he still has an individual 14k gold lead. Did use Flash, but he's still extremely strong in this game, very far ahead of Star Burrito. But the real question is, what are they going to do to Reckoning on this Jin, who is, what, 2.3k up at this point? Yeah,
not much is what you can do to this Jin right now. Unfortunately, you are just suffering. It's just the way of things. The ADC has 5 kills in the early game, so he's gonna pack a proper punch. If it was just Hubris at 11 minutes, then maybe we can talk about things being okay. But the fact that he's also got a whole bunch of other gold spent on the next part of whatever he's building, I wouldn't be shocked if it's even like a BF sword plus an extra bit. The guy is that fed. It makes it difficult, really, for Conduit to fight in bot anymore. And to be fair, I don't think he should be fighting as much as they have been anyway. I think that they have been kind of flipping the game on whether Reckoning can auto-attack. And, like, he can do most of the time because he's playing Jin. Sometimes he has to reload, but the rest of the time, he does a lot of damage, and you're just taking fights that are very Jin-favored. The one that really springs to mind is when they had the Nico up top.
Oh no, Concrete gets hit again, gets the pop blossom, he flashes in onto Reckoning, he's gonna get hit by the deadly flare, should just fall down, and after you get hooked like that, why are we committing so much, Concrete? There's no need. That Jin has a Hubris and a serrated Dirk. You are not winning that trade whatsoever, no matter what at this point, as Crumalone just going to pick up the rest of the wave down in the bot lane and have to do what he can, as in the top lane, Turbo Flyer is able to get a 1-for-1 trade and the 2-for-1 there. So well played by them, as we saw also that the Grubs did go over to the side of Conduit as the Arcane Shift, not Arcane Shift, the ultimate from Derizen used again as Paranoia gets popped by Mango once again, and out of nowhere, once again, Derizen going 1-for-1 in the 2v1 again against the Paranoia. Yeah, just a lot of fighting back and forth, trades back and forth so far in this game, and what was a Conduit lead in the early game after they got the really good early 2 kills onto Derizen now is Elysium favored in the gold lead. They're up almost they're up like 1.4k
It's all in bot.
respectively, but it's all in Reckoning, and I think that's kind of where you want it to be because he can still kill this Mundo in this early game. There's no real threat onto him so far unless he gets hit by Derizen with a, you know, Scatter the Weak, but overall Reckoning can just hard to carry this game with the position that he's in so far. So we'll have to see how Elysium's able to transfer it. I feel like Relics has been playing the map very well, and Reckoning has been playing respectfully when he has to and then aggressive when he can, and it's been working out extremely well for the side of Elysium, as So Easy is trading on the Turbo Flyer again, and he's just losing out on these trades every time. It's a full Dusk and Dawn to a static Shiv. You do not win these trades at this point, So Easy.
Yeah, and it really asked the question in my mind why we've gone for lethal tempo here on the Xin Zhao. I feel like for the type of trades that you're looking for, I mean, the sustain is insane. Let's not get that twisted. Like, he's already back in full HP because, sure, Xin Zhao things, but like, we're looking for short trades, right? Into a Gwen who will happily 100-0 you if you give her the opportunity. We should be looking for the shorter fights. Lethal Tempo does not offer that as a So Easy route. If you want to go something like Grasp, absolutely. If you want to go even like Fleet Footwork to get even more sustain, whatever you want to do on that front, I'm there for it. Lethal Tempo just strikes me as a little bit odd as he looks to keep the pressure up on the top side, you know, down a little bit of CS, who cares? Still able to really put that pressure on the Gwen, and it means that the Gwen isn't be able to unleash herself upon the rest of the map, at least.
Hey, Turtlefly's going in. Needlework is used as the ult's going to be popped by So Easy here. Yeah, I mean, that's a trade I'll take every time as the Xin Zhao in the top lane, just because you get the Gwen ultimate for your ultimate, which you're not really using except for, like, trades like that. But, like, overall, that's just a winning trade for you because your ult isn't as strong as the Gwen's for the isolated 1v1. As we saw, Dragon number 2 did go over to the side of Elysium. Going to be an Infernal Soul this time around. So either team going to be very happy to be able to pick that one up, as now Reckoning has 2 fully completed items, as actually he's going to get charmed up. He's going to flash and barrier away, so very well played by him, but still on 2 fully completed items with the Collector and the Hubris, and has upgraded boots as well. He is going to pack a punch right now, Rue.
Yeah, that is a disgustingly strong version of Jhin. This is not just any odd Jhin.
This is also not... Mango's going in again with the Paranoia. Derizen immediately flashes away, playing it respectfully. Don't think he needed to because Joker was right around the corner, so I think that's not the best idea, as the curtains are going to be called down here in the bot lane. He lands 1 shot, 2 shots. The 4th shot does land on the Chrome alone, and then the Deadly Flourish as well. So a little bit of poke damage there, but not too much, as When Become Lightning does land in the top lane on the Turbo Flyer, but So Easy not going to be looking to take that trade right away, as Gwen in the extended trades is going to win. We know has the Conqueror. Wait, hold on. Star Breeder going to TP back in, get caught immediately. Joker should just be able to pick this one up with 1 auto attack as the ult is used, and now Turbo Flyer's going in the top lane, so he can flash away. He's ignited, and he got hit by 2 of the Needleworks out of nowhere, where I thought So Easy was going to be okay in the top lane. Dies immediately.
And the difference there was the ult timers. So Gwen has built Dusk and Dawn. A little bit of ability haste is the difference in that fight. Typically, those ults will come up at the same time, right? The Crescent Guard? Am I crazy? Crescent Guard?
Yes, Crescent Guard.
And then Needlework are like very similar timers, right? That they will occur if you press them at the same time first time, they'll be back at the same time for the second time. It's the ability haste within Dusk and Dawn that's changed that dynamic. Turbofly finds the perfect time to go all in, use the Ignite as well, gets the kill onto So Easy, and that's just not a fight that you can allow as the Xin Zhao. Still trying to push forward in that lane. You have to be careful of that small little window, that kind of 5 to 10 seconds, where she can really find that all in. You allow it to happen, and you also burn your flash.
Yeah, and I mean, the side of, you know, Elysium, we said that Turbo Flyer had to get ahead on this Gwen to really be able to have somebody be able to threaten Joker on this Mundo, and even though Gwen isn't ahead, can still threaten Mundo at this point, but also Reckoning can still very much threaten Mundo at this point in the game, because Joker only has that hard steel, only has a singular cloth armor. Like, this isn't Mundo, who has been just turbo farming the entire game and has a massive CS lead over the Nocturne. He's been trying to be there for ganks, and it's been a losing thing because he's actually behind, he's probably behind in gold right now to Mango, because Mango has, like, I think the extra kill is actually going to be what does it, as Reckoning takes a lot of damage from Derizen there as the Unleashed Power was used. As now Turbo Flyer and So Easy are trading in the top lane again. So Easy's 2 levels down, and it's pretty even for a 2-level difference, honestly. Was not expecting it to be that even at this point.
Yeah, well, that's some Zinzao things for you. The healing that he has as well, going to keep him very well sustained. Toverfly respecting that because so he's back at full HP after that trade. No healing in his items, just pure healing from his kit. This is what you don't usually see when the Zinzao's in the jungle. How much sustain this champion actually has really coming to the forefront. Able to push the Gwen out once more, who finally buys himself an Oblivion Orb. But it doesn't really matter, right? You're still doing fine as the Gwen, even if you do lose a couple of plates here on the turret. Up 2 levels. Fine in CS, 3 kills to 2 deaths at least. 1 kill, 1 assist, I guess, for so easy on the gank. But you're doing absolutely fine as the Gwen. You're doing your job. You should never be able to keep stepping up as they are so far. Mango, even after a less than perfect first ultimate, has been able to bounce back very well. Been able to execute the rest of the game plan very effectively. Bot lane is clearly crushing, getting the push now when the lane's moved up to mid. Only thing that's potentially an issue is the Orianna. And we talked about this before, she's not going to be great in a side lane next to a Syndra. Early Merc trades are going to help that somewhat, but I don't know how much is going to be too much to deal with right now, as Therizin kind of has to find a way to push his advantage up against a Nocturne lane. That ain't easy.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember me saying that Joker wasn't super tanky on this Mundo quite yet when he only had a singular cloth armor. He recalled and bought a full Dead Man's Plate. I was kind of shocked that he was sitting on that much gold. Like, I was like, he's not that tanky. And then I saw his inventory after the recall, just a full Dead Man's Plate. And I'm like, okay, as Herald's going to be summoned up in the mid lane here for the side of Elysium, they'll get the charge in. But we'll see what they're going to be able to do afterwards, because it's Reckoning who goes in. Concrete's able to find him. Paranoia is already used. They're going in on the back line. And it's a 3-man shockwave that finds him. Joker taking a lot of damage, but Mango is the one who's falling lower. As another deadly flourish is not going to land onto Therizin just yet. Yeah, he's going to pop the Zonias, and he's down now. The Couriers are opened up, and now it's a lot of damage. Concrete gets hit by the first one. A nice Q amount of relics, and that's 2 more kills. Chrome alone, the only one alive, and now so easy. And Turbofly are trading up at the top lane. Turbofly is going to win this one because of that Oblivion Orb. Going to be able to pick that one up, and now it's Chrome alone, the only one alive on the side of Conduit. Dragon number 3 going to be claimed here by the side of Elysium, and they're going to crack open this map at 20 minutes into the game.
Okay. I mean, there's still a winning fight. We don't need Jin Flash. He's going to be safe because we have Thresh. They got the Drake, I guess, as well. Elysium, a great team fight. I'm just slightly thrown by what Reckoning did afterwards. It's okay, though. It's whatever. It'll be water under the bridge, I'm sure, when he has an IE in his hands. 3-item Jin at 21 minutes is definitely nothing to turn your nose up at, as Conduit, they try to take the fight across multiple different areas of the Rift. Top lane, I feel like So Easy knows that this is a matchup that Zinzao should be winning, but he doesn't know how it should be winning. And he just knows that, like, I should be able to just go in here and do the thing, but when Turbofly has that Oblivion Orb, as you said, it just completely cuts any form of sustain that So Easy has during that fight. He needs the time to kind of disengage, hit the minions a little bit, and then he will be able to heal in between. That's why we should be looking for these short and sharp trades instead of the extended ones, where it feels like Turbofly really comes into his own, and the rest of the fight in mid was just absolutely crushing for Elysium. Conduit, too far behind right now to be trying to team fight like that. You're fighting before your Ezreal hits his 2-item spike. You're fighting before the Sonya spike on Therizin, and you get incredibly well punished there by Elysium.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a really nice shockwave out of Starbreeder 2 on Mango. Gets 3 people in that one, and it's absolutely massive. They tried to get Reckoning when he came out of the Rift Herald, but I feel like the CC wasn't synced enough there for the side of Conduit, but also they don't really have the damage at this point in the game. Like you said, Chrome alone wasn't on 2 items. You had just 1 offensive item here for Therizin and the Blackfire Torch, and then you went a full Zonia's second item. Like, I don't like going super defensive like that as your second item when you are being looked at as the person to be the damage dealer for your team at this point in the game. Like, you only have 2 real damage dealers on the side of Conduit because of how far behind So Easy is. And then yes, Nico can deal damage, but it's support, like, at the end of the day. So yeah, I just feel like Therizin shouldn't have gone for the full Zonias. Even the Arm Guard as second item, I feel like another damage item would have been massive. As now Elysium is just going to start up this Baron. There's no vision around her for the side of Conduit, so this is going to be a free one that's just going to be handed over. I feel like Conduit is like slow. They're going to try to contest for this one. We see the TP coming in. The Tangle Barb's not going to land here. Baron is getting
Baron. It's going to take years.
It is down to 6K as the True Shot Barrage is going to go over, getting that down even lower. As now they're looking to go in. Mango taking a lot of damage. Relics is low as well as the Unleashed Power lands on the Turbo Flyer. And now it's just 2 against the world. As now Storm Burrito taking a whole lot of damage. He's going to fall down to So Easy and Joker. And on the backside, it's just Reckoning versus Arisen. Reckoning does get a double kill onto the bot lane of the side of Conduit. But what a fantastic play out of Conduit to stop the Baron. So Easy actually showing us what the AP Zinzao can do in that team fight. Very well played by them to pick off members one by one, leaving only Reckoning, who opened the curtains so far away from the team just to be able to help enable them. Doesn't mean that it's going to be a winning team fight for the side of Elysium.
And that's the issue with Jin in multiple different ways. We're trying to team fight with a guy who's not going to be close because he's trying to press his ultimate instead of joining us in the fight. You got to choose one or the other. Unfortunately, I feel like this time Elysium may have chosen wrong. And then the rest of the team fight just kind of fell apart. They're not the ones engaging with the Nocturne Orianna. And we talked about the necessity for them to be the ones engaging. When they do have that Nocturne Orianna to go first, the team fight looks so different. They're all suddenly half HP, and Jin really gets to open up. The Gwen has free roam because they're not being focused down. That time round, Conduit get the jump, and it just works out perfectly in their favor. Let's bring this gold lead back from what it was, about 5,000 to 6,000, now down to just 2. And a lot of the gold's gone exactly where it needed to as well. You've got kind of 2.5 item spikes, nearly 3 items on the Syndra, 2.5 on the Ezreal. You're still starting to build up to where you need to be in this game. And Conduit are going to give themselves a very good chance around this Drake, which is spawning in a minute or so's time. The Infernal Soul could be the rule for Elysium, though.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see here, So Easy is on that big 2-item power spike that we're seeing for Zinzao nowadays. Static Shift, Dusk and Dawn. Curious what he's going 3rd item. It looks like it's probably going to be a Rift Maker, as he does have that Haunted Guys in inventory. Not
yeah,
think, I don't think, could be Bloodletters, don't think it's going to be, don't think it's going to be Leandries. Like, I feel like it has to be.
Because he's got a little, he's got the glowing mote in there as well, the 5 ability haster.
Yeah, I mean, the worst item in League of Legends is the glowing moat, and he did decide to spend the 250 gold on that item, as now it looks like Conduit finally gonna break open the tier 1 turret. Nah, I'd rather have 2 control wards than 1 glowing moat, honestly.
Absolutely. Definitely help me around this type of fight as well.
Yeah, Dragon is now spawned up here. We can see that Turbo Flyer is TPing in. They don't want to give this one up for free, but TP is so far away from the rest of the team, so the side of Elysium going to have to play slow. Curtains opened up. So Easy going to get hit by the 3rd shot. He's going to miss. 4th shot does land on the Joker. Doesn't really do a lot of damage. The Risen is looking for a flank angle here. Get some damage on the Relics. Does get the stun. That stun's not going to land, but So Easy goes into the back line as the Paranoia has been popped. It's not going to be open yet, but he gets deleted right before that as Joker's taking so much damage. Does pop the ultimate, and So Easy's into the back line. Trying to sustain as a 3-man Pop Blossom comes out. Reckoning is able to pick him up. It's So Easy, but now it's dead. Reckoning trying to get through this one as now Concrete falls down as well. It's just the Risen and Chrome alone against the world, but Reckoning is here to send them home as my screen froze, and now it's just the Risen. Okay, the Risen against Star Burrito and Relics is a triple kill for Reckoning, who ends up dying at the end of this one. Risen has to run. He has TP as well. He's going to take the reset. The fight goes even, and slight advantage to the side of Elysium, but it's a win for Conduit because the Infernal Soul doesn't go over to the side of Elysium at that point. I feel like Reckoning hard carried that team fight. So Easy tried to get him, but just got absolutely popped, and then Mango falls down to just stray poke and damage coming out from the side of Conduit before the Paranoia Shockwave combo is even able to come out. So very well played by Conduit to find their angle to try to get a winning team fight, but you still win at the end of the day because you haven't given the Infernal Soul yet. You're clawing your way back into this game. It's just going to be a question of how much are you willing to fight for this dragon again. Like, what is the play going to be here? Because we can see the Risen is in the top lane, as So Easy is with the team right now.
That is insane damage from a Jin trap, by the way. That thing is an AP ratio, nothing else. So Easy just took like 500 from it. But he's able to heal it straight back up. Anyway, TP in from Star Burrito. There is a canned match. Getting dangerous both sides here. Relics with Death Sentence.
They find So Easy. So Easy going to take some damage here. The Deadly Flourish is not going to land out of Reckoning, as now the Risen is TPing. But he's, once again, we're TPing so far away from the play. And, like, I don't understand these TPs right now. So Conduit is going to be pushing mid. I mean, they had one right by their Raptor pit, and he doesn't TP there. TP's a tier 2, but now we can see the Dragon is down to about 4k. Joker finally walking in as Reckoning opens up the curtains. The clone gonna block one shot. Second one goes over to So Easy. Okay, the Dragon is still down to 4k. They get the damage onto Mango here. So Easy is looking for the angle. Paranoia goes into the back line, but Mango's gonna die immediately before that. So Easy gets a 3-man knock up in the back line. Concrete not gonna hit the Pop Blossom, but Joke is able to pick up the Dragon, and now the rest of Conduit gonna slow chase this one. A lot of damage here onto So Easy, but he's gonna fall down to Reckoning. Chrome trying to get the poke out. Relics is taking a bunch. A death sentence does not land that time. The Risen goes extremely low, but drops into Zonius, and now Turbo Flower is looking to kill Joker. He's able to pick up that one. Reckoning is able to get the kill on to the Risen. It's a triple kill, but the reload takes too long. Chrome gets the shutdown. It's the ace for the side of Conduit. They finally stopped the Dragon stackings, and the game has turned up even at 28.5 minutes.
Oh, what a crazy team fight. Things happening all over the place. I was going to meme on Concrete's Pop Blossom, but it actually just kind of gave them the space to take the Drake when the Drake was actually getting low. Everything else beyond that was just kind of slam your head against the wall, see if you can get these kills. Elysium just falling a little bit too low, and it feels like Mango as well, unable to really find the trigger. He's taking too long to get in, and the poke from Conduit is landing right now. This Ezreal plus Syndra combo is doing a surprising amount of poke. Obviously, Ezreal's known for it, but the Syndra as well, throwing out Scatter the Weeks, you should be able to engage off the back of it, but it takes them too long. Mango's unable to spell shield the initial burst from both the stun and also the damage that it brings along, and he's just not able to really be a part of these fights. The combo goes wide again, and now you try to Shockwave and Ezreal, who has E. Congratulations, he's out of there. The rest of the fight falls apart for Elysium.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just... I feel like So Easy trying to I think them threatening Reckoning on the backside when he popped the current call was absolutely massive for them, because then that means Reckoning is so extremely disconnected from the rest of his team, and then Mango flies in by themselves, gets blown up immediately as Derizen and Chrome are just raining down poke. Like you said, the Pop Blossom doesn't land on the out of Concrete, doesn't land, but it forces Turbo Flyer, Relics, and Star Burrito to have to be zoned so far away, as now Derizen actually might be in trouble here. He gets half of Turbo Flyer's damage, HP out in one rotation of his abilities. He is on 4 items after all. All right, we'll see what the side of Conduit wants to do here, because they are trying to contest this area. Just going to be given up here, as Star Burrito is the only one in bot lane right now. Went for a Proto Belt second item, which is like the Chovy tech. I've seen like everybody in LCK be doing this recently on like any AP champions. I understand it because it is a good stat item for how cheap it is, but I feel like at this point in the game, Star Burrito is just really trying to get any damage, like any damage whatsoever. It's like, what is the cheapest item that gives me AP that I can buy that's effective? I'm going to have to slam it into the inventory at this point. But we can see So Easy is now at 3 items. So is Turbofly. Both of them going for the 3rd item Rift Maker in their inventory. So definitely going to be fun to ever see them go for a 1v1 against each other. I'm curious how long it would actually last. But yeah, this game is relatively close. I mean, Relics has been having a great game with Reckoning. It's really on them to be the reason why Elysium wins this game, as the side of Conduit has been playing very well around Derizen's picks, and So Easy just playing extremely aggressive into the enemy backline and surviving for so long. So it's kind of a tale of 2 carries on the side of Conduit, where it's Elysium just putting the faith in the tried and true hard carry, 80 carry, even if it isn't a hyperscaler. Jhin does a lot of damage into the comp that Conduit has besides for the Mundo, so if they can have somebody else like Turboflyer handle Joker on this Mundo, Reckoning can easily win the team fights for the side of Elysium, but has been happening so far in the last couple of team fights. They've been close team fights, not to say they have been like a Conduit stomp, but Reckoning, it just hasn't been able to be the last one standing to get that last bit of damage out when needed, to be the reason why Elysium continues with the lead that they had, and now what is an even game at this point.
Yeah, and they've also struggled to really make anything happen between these Drakes as well. Right, we are now 4 minutes removed from the previous Drake fight, and nothing has happened on the Rift for Elysium at all. They've been waiting for this next Drake to spawn, because that's the objective they can actually kill. Any other ADC, And it doesn't even matter that they're fed, which, by the way, the Jhin is fed, but they can't go for
wait, Reckoning gets hit by the Scout of the Week again. Oh my god, I thought he was gonna die there, but also a minion saved his life because Joker was gonna hit a cleaver, and I think it would have been close enough for Derizen to burst there. But yeah, this is why Thresh works with Jhin, because of plays like that specifically.
Yeah, sure, we can go with that. So he's decided to tank up the 2
Oh wait, Paranoia goes into the backline as it's a nice ultimate out of Star Burrito. Immediately Derizen's into this the Zonies there as So Easy just dives completely into the backline. Mango gets extremely low. Star Burrito's gonna have to blast away as Deadly Flourish lands onto So Easy. Now the current's opened up. He gets a double kill, gets the kill onto Derizen. That is the one person he needed to kill here as Chroma gets hit by the 4th shot, almost falls down immediately. And that should be the Infernal Soul going over to the side of Elysium. Mango finds the engage and Reckoning is able to follow it up. Concrete, what are we still doing here? Has to flash away from the Deadly Flourish. It looks like Conduit is not going to be willing to give this one over just yet as Reckoning flashes in, gets the kill, and now Joker's going to be zoned away by Turbo Flyer. Infernal Soul claimed for the side of Elysium and now pings on to the Baron. They are looking to get double buffs and look to put an end to game number 1. Easier said than done. We'll have to see what Conduit does when they are all spawned back on the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of time where there's no one to really worry about. There isn't, and so Easy do have double TP, but Concrete taking such an extended death really hurts Conduit here. If they just waited, if they just disengage entirely, we're talking a very different look here. Reckoning did use Flash to get the kill, but who cares at the end of the day? You're going to get the Baron off the back of it, and these TPs are just way too late. They can try and contest the base, they can try and send them packing, but the fight honestly favors Elysium as well.
All right, Relics does flash away after getting hit by the Scout of the Week. The Deadly Flourish lands onto So Easy, so Relics is going to be able to get the escape as well. So they went for the commit play on the side of Conduit to get the straggler kills, but it's a nice save there by Reckoning and Relics being smart enough to use flashes. Actually, they cancel their recalls. They are staying here as a 2-man Scout of the Week lands out of Derizen as well. Turbofly going to have to use the the Hallowed Mist there to stop the damage. Relics does. He'll land the Q onto Joker, but he goes where he pleases. Passive is going to get the canister there. A Star Burrito misses on the ultimate as well, and now Reckoning opens up the currents. Derizen has no HP out of nowhere, and now So he's just can do that.
Yeah, this is why like the Jhin should be struggling a lot more than he is. It feels like Crescent Guard is such a great Jhin counter, but it's not really been used to its full effect until that kind of fight there. But I mean, calling that fight maybe doing it a little bit too much justice. Infernal Soul now claimed by Elysium is the big swing factor here. The gold lead has been somewhat neutralized, right? There's still massive differences across the rest of the Rift, but the massive lead in bot, which I'd estimate to be about 6,000 or 7,000 at this point, is just kind of matched elsewhere, right? The Syndra is absolutely crushing Star Burrito's Orianna right now. There is putting up an amazing performance on a champion they absolutely needed to put up an amazing performance on. Xin Zhao also hanging on incredibly well. It feels like right now these two teams are just one team fight away from potentially winning or losing this game, and it still can't go either way, especially So Easy decides to take
my god, it's so easy.
3 shot.
Oh my god, I don't even need to cast that. So Easy walks in there Reckoning, and he says, I don't need to count the 4 to be able to kill you. It was 2 auto attacks and a Deadly Flourish. Like, it wasn't even like a 4th shot or like anything like that. It was 2 autos and a Deadly Flourish. This is a 6-item Jhin at this point in the game. Like,
but why are we there? Why are we there as Xin Zhao? There's no, like, your jungle is not safe. Clearly, you know this at this point. Your mid tier 2's gone. Top tier 2 is going to follow as a result. The Jhin, if you find him, is just going to murder you. The Crescent Guard, I mean, could have been used there, I guess, by So Easy, but it wouldn't have changed the proper outcome. That's just such a careless death to be taken when you're needed for your team right now. The gold lead is rapidly expanding back once more, and we're at the phase of the game where it matters a little bit less, but the turret's what matters most, and you're not there to defend them.
Yeah, and now the mid lane inhibitor turret does go over to the side of Elysium, as Derizen is the person answering Turbo Flyer up in the top side as well. Inhibitor is going to fall down, and now Turbo Flyer can still just walk up and look to get the damage. She does take a lot from Derizen on the backside. Scatter of the Week is going to land as well. Tangle Barbs is going to go out, and Turbo Flyer is going to flash away from that one. I like the angle to look there for the side of Conduit, because they know that mid lane had backed off for the side of Elysium, so they get the summoner spell. But like you said, So Easy dying there just means that Conduit has to give up more than they that they probably wanted to. They probably wanted to look for an angle for a team fight at that point, and now it's just going to be even harder. They do have more avenues of gold coming into their base because the mid lane inhibitor falls down, but at this point, if there's just one more good team fight for the side of Elysium, Reckoning is just going to end the game by himself, because we saw how much his auto attacks do to So Easy and how much they do to turrets. I imagine one-shotting, like, he probably can one-shot almost like Chrome or Derision or Concrete with a fourth shot from his auto attacks. Like, he's going to do that much damage at this point in the game.
Yeah, and Derision needs to be careful using Scatter Weak into the mist as well. Clone, he's going to help something, but that's such an defensive Pop Blossom.
Okay, Pop Blossom used, but so is the command. Shockwave is able to pick up Concrete, and now Mango flies it onto Derision. Derision pops the Zonias, and now he's just not long for this world. A double kill here for Turbo Flower, as now Joker gets feared up, gonna have to try to run away, and that might just be game there, getting the big picks onto both Concrete and Derision. It's gonna be so much harder for the side of Conduit to team fight, because now it's just relying on Chrome alone for the damage here, and this is an Ezreal. This isn't a Jinx. This isn't a Zeri. You have an Ezreal. You have a poke AD carry, as now So Easy who's gonna die, and now that's definitely game, because now you have no wave clear. Turbo Flyers is gonna walk up. It's gonna take the turret. Relics flashes in, looks for the Q, and it does not land onto Chrome alone, but the turret falls down to Reckoning. He has a fourth shot. He's looking for an angle to use it onto somebody and or a turret, but yeah, it's just going to be over here, because now they have the wave in the mid wave. Starbreeder does take some damage from Chrome alone. Joker's looking to get some damage across. Concrete respawns. He doesn't have the Pop Blossom yet. Yango uses the ultimate. He goes in on the Chrome alone, but it doesn't matter, because the Nexus is in the sights of Elysium. They're able to pick up game number 1 over Conduit Esports.
And they make it look relatively simple as well. All things considered, it is a little bit of a back and forth encounter, but they get it over the line, and it is naturally courtesy of their bot side, right? I talked about not liking Jhin. When Jhin has 18 kills, then the mathematics changes that little bit, right? Still looked like he was potentially fallible at some points, but Conduit could not find those angles consistently, and it's just too many mistakes, if we're going to be honest, for Conduit. They had to be a lot cleaner in their gameplay, and Elysium, they were able to pick up the pieces very well indeed. They put together an amazing performance for Game 1, and now headed into Game 2, Conduit have it all to do. Pulsar's down 0-1 in the series, and if you lose this, you are very unlikely to be able to get a top 2 seed. You're going to have to fight an extra round of the playoffs, and it's an extra chance to get eliminated when you might feel like you shouldn't even be there. These are the teams you have to be winning if you want to win BOL Prem. You got to prove it right now.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, Reckoning just had an absolute masterclass game on the Jhin, even if it wasn't your biggest pick. But Conduit, you know, maybe it's just not playing with the regular jungler. Maybe something like came up, and that's why they were playing with Joker. Maybe the comms weren't what they usually were. Maybe that's why you guys felt a little bit off. But you know, we'll have to see how Conduit decides to bounce back in game number 2 against Elysium, or if Elysium is just going to prove Rue wrong, say we can beat the top half teams as well, and get the 2-0 victory over Conduit and set themselves up with a potential bye for playoffs. But we're going to head through a quick break here as teams get ready for draft for game number 2. And we are back for game number 2 draft between Elysium, who's going to be on the blue side this time, Conduit electing to be on the red side after losing that first game. And now, Rue, I got to ask you, what do you want to see changed out of Conduit's draft or game plan coming into game number 2 here?
I think they've got to clean up some of the macro decision making. Just simple things like when your support is not in the lane, not a good time to walk forwards. It's what allowed the Jhin to get that early snowball rolling, and Elysium were able to capitalize amazingly well off the back of it. But it's just simple things that you can't allow yourself to happen. It's mental mistakes that have been keeping Conduit back so far throughout game 1. They had their opportunities. They're able to show they can team fight with Elysium, but you give them opportunities and Elysium will definitely take them. That's why they've been so good at beating the lower teams in our league, because they know the opportunities that they seize upon them. They do sometimes struggle making the opportunities for themselves, but if you give them a thing to aim for, they will aim for it and they will take it.
Yeah, and we can see that the Seraphine that Elysium banned in game number 1, or I forget what team banned in game 1 specifically, but the Seraphine going to be open and a first pick for this game for the side of Elysium, and then Conduit is going to take away the Ashe and then look to just pick the Draven for themselves, knowing that Seraphine's probably going to be support, means they can pick the priority jungle they want, and then look to potentially pair up that Ashe Bard bottom lane to have that counter pick for the Seraphine if that's what they elect to do. But now you run into what AD carry do you want to pair with the Seraphine? Smolder is the idea hover here for the side of Elysium so far. I think personally Smolder is the best AD carry on the patch with the Deathfire Torch and the new boots that came out. I think he's absolutely disgusting, so happy to see them pick that one up. Skarner is a jungle who's been coming back into the meta little by little, and that's going to be the choice for Elysium here. Definitely an interesting one, as the Milio hover, I don't hate. I like the Milio pick for the side of Conduit against what Elysium has drafted, but they were thinking of just going with the Braum to have that E to block the Seraphine ultimate. Game now just going to go for another one of those control mages, scale up into the game for the side of Conduit. Going to be picking up the victor here, as now Star Burrito has the choice of counter pick in this game. They were countered in theory last game with the Syndra being picked into the Orianna, but now they can be the one to get the counter pick that they want into the victor for this matchup. And then the question is, what are we blinding top lane for Turbo Flyer here for the side of Elysium? And then what would So Easy look to counter pick it with? And it looks like we might just be getting a Xerath, which is definitely outranges Victor and much more poke oriented, which can work with the comp that Elysium has, because they have some poke from Smolder, Xerath, and Seraphine. And then if you do get a good Skarner engage or Cassante pick, definitely an interesting team comp for the side of Elysium, to say the least.
Yeah, front to back with a whole bunch of poke. I can't say that I hate it, though. Conduit are looking to mitigate it as much as possible. You take front to back, we're going to try and crush you in your lanes. It appears that, at least for the first 4, If this is going to be a Kale, then maybe that dynamic flips and they just try to play for the outscale instead. But you're trying to outscale a comp with a Smolder is always a difficult choice. Instead, yeah, there we go. Bit more focused on the lanes once more. Fiora into Cassante then. And Conduit have a solid identity to play around. Ganking jungler with lanes that can definitely win. Issue, I think, really does come through mid. And the fact that you're playing Victor, you chose to pick the Victor, much more of a neutralizer than a winner in the early lane phases. Apart from that, though, I really do like this Conduit comp.
I liked the Conduit comp when they were thinking about picking Kale instead of Fiora. Kale absolutely is such a good pick into Cassante because you just have a free lane. You just get to hit level 16 with absolutely no threat onto you. So I like that pick a lot more. Fiora is like one of these champions that is very feast or famine, so we'll have to see how So Easy does compared to how he played last game. Hopefully he has a much better game this time around. But also, I think the Conduit comp as a whole is just has a better idea and a better picture than what Elysium does. Because, like, if Skarner doesn't get a good ultimate or a kidnap, it's very hard for the side of Elysium to start fights without relying on that Seraphine ultimate. While Conduit has an identity, they can start fights in a couple of ways. You have Ash ult, you have Jarvan engage, Braum flash ult if you need to. And then you also have a very good split push option, which, with the Fiora, and has good ways to enable that split pushing with Jarvan hovering, Ash arrows across the way to get those picks, to be able to have Fiora have that advantage. So I definitely think Conduit's draft is better this time around. It's just a question of how well are they going to pilot it with how we saw them play in game number 1.
Yeah, well, it does always come down to the hands, right? This is BOL Prem. At the end of the day, these are, you know, it says Premier, but like it's a D4 cap league, right? We're not gonna hide anything. These are guys that are imperfect. That's what makes it so interesting to watch, and it also means that while the draft is important, it is by no means the be all, nor is it the end all. And I think Elysium, they're happy to just throw down hands with Conduit so far. They've chosen comp that allows them to kind of mitigate a lot of what Conduit are going for. They can try and outplay in the lanes if they find some angles. Cassante, renowned for doing precisely that. The Xerath can outrange, the Smolder can just kind of play away as much as possible. It's on to Conduit to really press their advantages where they see potential advantages for themselves. If they can't, then it feels like Elysium, come 35-40 minutes, are just going to have this one fall into their laps.
Right, so we'll have to see if Conduit is able to push it to 3 games or if Elysium is going to get the 2-0 here. We're going to head to a short break as we wait for teams to finish the in-client drafting. We'll be back in a couple of moments.
What does it mean to be happy? 'Cause it looks like we all don't know. Glass half full or empty. Man, we just putting on a show. Try to look to the heavens to tell us things that we beg to know. Like what did the song mean? There's no tomorrow. Oh, you know I try to find a purpose in my life to drive me, to guide me. Oh, doctor, I feel dead inside.
Head down the highway side, cold wind, but it feels right. With you, I'm heavy breathing. Feels like I'm lucid dreaming. I'm not usually the type to rush into the night. This time I can't be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, my knees on the floor. I'm begging for more. It's you I adore. You took me to see Versailles in the middle of July. I'm falling to the deep end, giving into my feelings, afraid to go on this ride. I'm scared to crash inside. This time I might be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, my knees on the floor. I'm begging for more. It's you I a broken dreamer is your mind. All the scars that's leaving behind. We light the world up now. Let us fire in your eyes to the darkness into the night. A broken dreamer is your mind. All the scars that's leaving behind. We light the world up now. Let us fire in your eyes to the darkness into the night. Your fucking hands up. I'm here only because your stare won't ever let me go. I'm here only because I'm aware with you is better than all alone. Oh, 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 say what you're dying to say.
And we are back for game number 2 between Elysium and Conduit. Elysium on the blue side, Conduit on the red side, and we can see already that Nation is back for game number 2 for the side of Conduit.
Yeah, and I hope for their sake that is enough to maybe change the tides just ever so slightly in their favor, because if game 1's anything to go off, they're going to need those tides to be properly changed headed into game number 2. Elysium with a very nice performance from their, their point of view, as Derizen is walking very aggressively here, bearing in mind that he is somewhat alone, but Nation is there to press E.
Yep. Nation comes in, he throws a flag down, hits both of them, and that's about all he can do in that situation. But, I mean, Derizen did get a mana flow proc, as did Star Burrito, so both mid laners going to be feeling happy about this one, as Nation is going to start up on his red buff, as Mango is going to start on their blue buff. We can also see that So Easy has gone for the Grasp up in the top lane, as did Turbo Flyer, which is kind of expected out of Xante, but, you know, you can go Grasp or even Conqueror on the side of Fjord, depends on where you want to go. But looking bot lane, Reckoning did take Cleanse, kind of has to against the lane he's playing against, but Chrome Alone also did take Cleanse, so being a little bit respectful there in the bot lane for the side of Conduit, as Derizen chooses to take Ghost this time. No TP on his end. The only TP that Conduit does have available to them is on So Easy up in the top lane, so maybe not where I expected to see the TP in this game for the side of Conduit, but we'll see how effectively they're able to use it.
Yeah, I think going TP versus Ghost in mid, it is whatever, but most interesting to point out, honestly, Reckoning, who's decided to go with Arcane Comet instead of the Giga OP, what makes Smolder so good on the patch, rune, the Deathfire Touch. He's chosen not to, and I'm struggling to try and find a reason why.
Yeah, I mean, I played a solo queue game yesterday, and I played 3 solo queue games yesterday. 2 of them I played with a Smolder. One of them went Arcane Comet, and one of them went Deathfire Touch. I won the one where my Smolder had Deathfire Touch, and I did not win the one where it had Arcane Comet. So, if you're looking for results-based analysis, I think we have the answer there that, you know, Deathfire Touch is the better rune on Smolder right now, because I have a 100% win rate when playing with it. So,
if you want a larger sample size, it's got a 55% win rate in Emerald Plus.
Yeah. I don't...
Which is under 50.
Yeah, I don't know why we went for the Comet, but also interesting is that Chrome Malone did go with the new 80 carry starting item, which is better for when a lane is going to poke you out, like the Reckoning and Relic bot lane of Smolder Seraphine is, because you do get more HP back from your auto attacks, but also that's where you can debate Dorn's Blade is better, because it gives you just innate raw extra HP in comparison. The Star Burrito is super low here. Now we can see Mango using the Shawl's impact in, gets the hit into wall. Derizen is getting extremely low, has to flash and use Ghost. The Flag and Drag comes out as well from Nation. It's gonna be first blood to Derizen in the mid lane. As Chromalone does get stopped on his recall there, but Nation right place, right time, saves his mid laner and even lets the first blood go over to him.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Just caught out entirely. Mango using the flash. But in the flash exchange, the Victor happy to take first blood alongside it all. Mango just wrong place, wrong time. Not allowed to be there, my friend. Nice punish from Derizen as he looks to keep that mid advantage growing, as it basically has done the whole game. Nation,
okay, so we get the Ishtal impact out of Mango. A lot of damage coming down on the Nation. Nation does flash away. Arcano Pulse lands, and Star Burrito, even having no mana, can still put out so much damage. And Star Burrito flashed in that exchange too. Nation barely escapes, but I think I'd take that as Nation, because now Star Burrito, who's on this mobile caster artillery mage with no flash, I'm setting up that tent mid lane, and I'm looking to camp the Xerath all game long, because Star Burrito has to have Mango even sit here and hover them to get this push wave shoved in. Like, he has to push this. Star Burrito literally has to just sit mid and, like, just eat all the poke that Derizen wants to do to him, because now Derizen is just not going to let the push go all the way in. Very well played by Derizen in that situation.
Yeah, this is just odd from the Xerath all around, right? Like, Xerath blowing flashlight, it is what it is, but then trying to go absolutely everything into getting the push there ends up really coming back to bite him. He isn't able to get it, just kind of gives over more minions to Derizen at the end of the day. Has TP this whole time, could have just taken the base, TP'd back, and then played from 50 miles away like the Xerath wants to do. Tries to go aggressive, tries to push it out, ends up wasting a lot more of his jungler's time than anything else. Our Nation could have turned back for the regank, ends up just walking away as Turbofire has hit level 6, and I'm a little bit scared for So Easy. This is Cassante in a premium Cassante moment, though of course Fiora can avoid the worst of it by just parrying.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, when Turbo Flyer did have that Q3 to him on those in the tofu strikes, I thought they were going to flash, land it, and then immediately pull So Easy over a wall with the all out, but decides not to go for it, doesn't want to risk, you know, trading 1-for-1 there. Just wants to play it safe, get the recall off, buy some items. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a better play by Turbo Flyer to not look for that aggressive play, because you get a recall off, you get that Bramble Vest, which is going to help you a lot in this lane. But we'll see if there's ever going to be an angle where the Cassante can get that 1v1 kill on the Fiora, or if So Easy is just going to get to a point where it doesn't really matter anymore. As we can see, they are going for that Ravenous Hydra potentially as their first item with the Vampiric in inventory, as you know, Chrome did get their first recall off. Instead of getting the cold like Reckoning got on the Cheetah recall, Chrome is coming back with the tier 1 brown bags and a pickaxe. So trades can go a little bit better for the side of Conduit if they want to look for him. As we can see, Nation has started up this first dragon here. It is a mountain dragon, as Elysium Mango is hanging around looking for it, but Derizen is just trying to zone them out right now. So we'll see if they want to go over the wall and steal it, but we can see on the minimap path and up to the top lane, just going to let this one go over. Conduit getting their first dragon early in the game in comparison to game number 1.
Yeah, good for them to be able to get that going in their side. Red side having an advantage with the Drake so far. Maybe less so to do with this, more so to do with that bot lane just being so dominant. Ash Braum, it's been a thing for ages, right? Because the slows into the CC, into the stun, into more CC, into the more slows, it becomes a lot to deal with. And good push out there from Chrome Alone, able to get Reckoning to have a little bit of an awkward base, guarantee him does a bot push. Nation therefore able to take that top side Drake as Derizen is here.
Right, so yeah, Mango comes in with the impact. It doesn't land in. Star Burrito only uses 2 right of the arcane shots, lands one of them, and then still gets the kill with the Arcana pulse at the end of the day. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Mango was the one who picked up that kill. Yeah. I mean, either way, you're happy about that as the side of Elysium, because now, you know, Star Burrito, who has been having a rough line in the lanes against Derizen, gets this one pushed in. There's no TP on the Victor, so he's going to lose most of that wave to the turret. Get some more gold into Star Burrito's pocket. Look to be that big poke damage mage. So you're feeling good on the side of Elysium to be able to pick up that one and be even in that situation in the mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Star Burrito just finding a nice time to get that punish off, as Reckoning also getting somewhat punished, forced to flash, cleanse, and bomb away from the bot lane. Just 1 arrow.
And Reckoning used heal as and Relics also popped heal as well. Yeah,
that was a lot for 1 arrow under the turret. Way too far. Reckoning just not respecting the Ash ability, and throughout all this, the Braum isn't even there. This is Chrome Alone playing the weak side properly. We saw in game 1, he got caught out as he walked up in a 1v2 and collapsed on by the Jhin Thresh, which we both laughed at and said this is not a lane that should work. And it shouldn't have, in fairness, but when you walk up into it as a 1v2, it definitely can do its thing. And I mean, Chrome Alone, I was just praising you. Please don't do this to me. Come on, man. You 1v2. Please.
All right. Yeah, I mean, very, very close there. Chrome Alone played it extremely well, as in just kind of baiting them in, gets the flash away from the Encore out of Relics, as we'll see what the side of Conduit decides to do here, because, you know, Nation did also pick up the Void Grubs in the meantime as the happened in the lane. So Easy, being okay up there in the top lane, looking to trade with Turbo Flyer whenever he has a good sweet spot, but Turbo Flyer is just winning this matchup just because he's hitting all these Nintofu strikes, but also has Bramble Vest, so the healing just cannot come out from So Easy as effectively in these like long extended trades. So very well played by Turbo Flyer this time around in the top lane, kind of similarly well played to their game number 1, but Star Burrito is doing much better this time around in lane in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, that is to be expected, right? On the Xerath, you can kind of just ignore whatever's happening on the other side. Victor, another champion that likes to neutralize. It's nowhere near as feast or famine as both the Orianna and the Syndra, as this is BOL from Concrete. He does not realize where the junglers are.
All right, now, yeah, we can see Nation is coming in the bot lane,
Halo.
flagging drags in a whole lot of damage. A nice use of the ultimate out of Nation to get the unstoppable frame on the impale, and now Mango is just being slowed up by Chromalone as well. Does get stunned as well. Very, very close to not being able to pick up that kill onto Reckoning, but Nation with a nice use of that Cataclysm gets the frames for the invulnerability to not get impaled out.
Yeah, and I mean, that's mainly Concrete is able to escape the worst of it there. I think if Mango just goes and says, I don't care about this jump coming, I'm going to make sure we get at least something in return. They could have got the Braum at the very least. Juicy's trying to get a little bit deeper into the fish basket, but Nation just says no.
Oh wait, now Turboflyer actually gets the flick back flash out of So Easy, gets the all out as well. Perfect timing out of Turboflyer. Gets the solo bolo up in the top lane. So Easy. A little too disrespectful on that one.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. Using Flash as well in a play where you get kind of tranced. Great from Turboflyer. Like there's not twist things. This is a very good play by the Cassante, but it's also a major overstep for So Easy. You just can't be doing those things into a Cassante. It's such a good punisher of when you're in the wrong, and it does precisely that. Punish you once more. So Easy. This is why Fiora into Cassante can be so feast or famine. You need to be feasting. If you end up getting solo kill like that, the game can be so hard to play around, especially when Nation's playing for bot side.
And Nation's back in the bot lane, flag and drag, does land on the Reckoning, Relics flash away, but Nation's just able to pick up that one. Very well played by him and just getting the right angle on the pathing there. As Turboflyer's bot lane, Nation actually might be caught here. Flash out of Mango to get the Installs impact into the wall, gets rooted up from the beat drop and gets shut down by Mango. Not who you wanted the shutdown to go to in that situation.
Fair, but it's either that or the tank Cassante top or the Seraphine support. There's not many great options.
I'd give it to the Cassante, because then he can still 1v1 so easy on this Fiora.
I think he's kind of able to do that anyway, if I'm honest, right? He's getting close to his Triforce.
Oh my god.
He a machine. Allow it.
Trinity Force Cassante, please do it, Turboflyer.
He's got his chain mess. He's going boring. He's going as he should though. The Iceborne Gauntlet, but he's getting close to that spike with the Bramble Vest. He's probably going to get there around the same time as this Ravenous after getting that solo kill on top side. Now the assist as well. Like Cassante's in an absolutely fine place. Surprised that he was down there, just walking out of base towards bot. Ends up TPing back to catch this top wave. Ends up he has to push that way. That's why I think it's so surprising for Conduit that he ended up down there. It's you don't expect the Cassante to be in that kind of region when he's been dominating the Fiora so much. Element of Surprise definitely working out in his favor though, and Asian extremely punished by Mango's Flash.
Yeah, and we can see first items coming out of a few people at this point in the game already. You can see Heartsteel on Mango with Divine Thunder on Nation. Mid laners both on their first items. Deathfire Torch for the Risen. While Star Burrito has picked up the Luden's Echo. Both AD carries on their first item. One in Essence Reaver for Reckoning. And Hex Optics C44, I believe is the name of it, for Chromalone on this Ashe.
Just whatever.
I mean, so... I've been seeing a lot.
Whatever.
I've been seeing a lot of Hex Optics builds on AD carry, and I'm fine with it. But there was one time I was casting an Ashe game where they went first item Hex Optics and the second item Fiend Hunter's Bolt, and I wanted to yell at them so bad because I'm like, when you getting value out of Fiend Hunter Bolt passive out of Ashe? Because half the time when you cast ultimate, you're sending it 60 miles across the map where you can't auto attack anybody.
Yeah, that would be an objectively incorrect decision that they made that time around. But this time I would expect the Phantom Dancer to be employed by Chromalone. He knows what he's doing on the Ashe. He knows what he should be going towards. As those first item spikes are basically reached across the rift right now. It is kind of just Turboflyer who has stopped off for the Ground Vest we talked about before. Also stopping off for Boots, and yet can still take a 1v1.
Again in the top lane, and just, yeah, he'll sacrifice his HP to still have more HP than So Easy. And I don't know when this matchup gets better for the Fiora. Like, the way it's looking, it looks like this is just a Cassante winning matchup all the time, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to keep going for it as well. While it's up there.
Oh, wait, now we're in bot lane. Oh my gosh, okay, so Relics is going to fall down in the bot lane. He gets some healing back, but Chromalone's going to be able to pick up that kill. As in the mid lane, the Risen escapes, from Mango and Starburrito as well. So Easy is going for the top lane 1v1 as actually Starburrito is able to pick up the kill onto Derizen with the last unit, the Raider, the Arcane, as we saw Turboflower not able to get the Q3 flick back on the So Easy to get the solo kill. We went from the top laners trading to watching Derizen get absolutely jumped in the mid lane and then to the bot lane fighting as Arrow does come out in the bot lane, doesn't connect on, Flag and Drag doesn't hit on the Reckoning. He just flaps his way out of that one and not the dive setup you wanted out of Conduit.
Yeah, that's still a smolder with double sums as well. You can't go any deeper on the commit after you whiff all of those. You have to have some early CC land to force out the cleanse. After the Arrow also went wide from Chrome alone, I'd like to see some setup before he used that. Instead of trying to use it as the engage tool, you have Braum there. You can just concussive blows him, get him to use his cleanse, get him to use his flash, get him to do whatever you want, and then properly corral him. A little bit of a misplay there in the bot dive by Conduit, but across the map, still absolutely okay. Just down a tiny little bit of gold, but it is what it is at this point. Your Ashe is ahead, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, and I'm also upset that Concrete has gone for the Locket first item. I think Bandle Pipes is the best first item on Braum no matter what. Doesn't matter who your AD carry is because you benefit from the passive of it, so you can very quickly stack your own passive and just be a roaming stun bot. So I think that item is so good as a first item for the Braum. I think you can go Locket's second item. I think a really good second item in this game that they should look to go for is that Mikhail's. I think it works very well for his comp and against what Elysium wants to do. So I would like to see him pick that up as the second item. As now it seems like So Easy's having a little bit better time in the trades up here in the top lane. There isn't going to get hit with that Eye of Destruction as now Nation gets in, Flag and Drag flashes in, the ultimate out from Derizen, able to pick up that kill. Very well played by the mid jungle duo, fourth side Conduit to be able to pick up that kill in the mid lane.
Stop rate too far forward. Unfortunately, lack of vision in the bot side. Great timing if they're found by Nation. Flash RN and just get the guaranteed kill. Sabrito gets very well punished on his flash timer. You can't be there that far forward, especially on Xerath. You don't even need to be that far forward, right? It's not like one of those champions where you need to be in around the wave to really have your maximum value. You just don't need to be there, and then it's a good punish as a result. This is a Drake timer, so I understand why the Rift Herald is dropped, but I don't. At the same time, I don't, because your mid laner died. Don't do this.
Yeah, I was like,
oh, that you want to drop it for the Drake, but not when your mid lane is dead.
Yeah, I don't like that Rift Herald drop there. And now Mango can just be zoned away. You can see Reckoning and Relics just not really able to walk up to be able to assist the team at this point. You can see Relics is still hanging around in the area. They're looking for a fight on two fronts. But if Conduit pulls the trigger on an opposite side first, it's going to be much better for them. You can see Nation kind of playing around in the area looking for what side they want to go. As the arrow does hit, and then all the damage comes out onto Relics. Relics going to live so far. He does get the kill. He falls down to Chrome alone. Now Nation is able to pick up the Dragon. We can see the TP coming out from Turbo Flyer on the backside, and now Mango's all alone as the Raid of the Arcane is coming out from Starburrito. He hits one, he hits two, he hits three. Chrome alone has to run away. Turbo Flyer flashes over the wall. He's going to get the damage down onto Chrome alone. Chrome alone falls away as now the flash from Concrete to get away from the impale. As in the meantime, so he's going to pick up the top lane turret, but now Mango's still looking for this one. Gets the assault impact on the Concrete. Concrete taking a lot of damage. Derision has to flash away. Starburrito still alive. Damage coming out on both Turbo Flower and Mango. Nation looking to go in, Flag and Drag. Gets a two-man Cataclysm, but these are two tanky members on the side of Elysium, and now Nation's going to get all out. Turbo Flyer's just going to be able to win this one. And now he's still looking to press forward. Concrete going to get flicked back by the Tofu strikes. He's going to fall down. Starburrito just getting some DPS across the way. And that is a Dragon to Conduit, but a winning fight to Elysium.
Yeah, and the craziest thing out of all of it is that Turbofire's all out counts as going through the wall, because it counts as going through the Cataclysm to bring Nation back out with him and utterly eviscerate him on the backside. Turbofiere happy to take a double kill effectively over the course of that fight. It was dangerous from Elysium. The way they took it, it was so incredibly split. They send the bot lane in, they hope they can do what they can. Reckoning basically sent forward as kind of a bit of bait. Ends up having to use both summoners, does survive, and is able to get that bot push then. As a result, they already had the bot wave crashing into the tower, and that may be what's done more of the economy damage here than the fight itself, because the bot wave was so well pushed in by Elysium. But overall, Conduit, I think, will be happy enough that they got the Drake, but bear in mind the Soul, maybe that dynamics flips just a little bit, because they were throwing absolutely everything to get a second Chemtech Drake on a Chemtech Soul.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Chemtech Soul is the worst of the souls. It's good to take it away as a side of Conduit this game because there is a Seraphine on the other side, and there are some good Cassante shielding as well. So it makes sense to want to take away a lot of these Chemtech dragons as much as possible, but like it's not what you have to die for it every single time, like you were saying in that play. Like that is only the third dragon of the game. You don't have to hard flip for that one. Yes, you did get the first turret in the top lane as well, but you kind of lost a lot there. Like Derizen got shut down, where Chrome alone got shut down by Turbo Flyer. Now this Cassante is extremely accelerated on 2 fully completed items. Now it makes So Easy's job even harder up in the top lane. Now you have a second completed item onto the Skarner, 2 fully completed items onto the Smolder, and now Turbo Flyer is getting a 1v2 in the top lane. He gets a lot of damage. The ultimate is popped by So Easy. He gets the all out on to the Fiora, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get over the wall from the Cataclysm. He's trying to get the best that he can. Doesn't get the flick back on the Q3, and So Easy going to be able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, it had to be thinking cross map for Elysium, right? Your Sante's playing that far up on the weak side. That's on him. You have to get something back in return for your squad. They're trying to make the play onto Concrete. Maybe not the best target, but if they can get the kill.
Oh my god, Concrete goes to 10 HP, but is going to stay alive. They use the ultimate out of Reckoning and out of Star Burrito.
That can't be your cross map. The cross map has to be stronger. Either make a playthrough bot or just put the pressure on the Ashe. You force the brawl away, that's absolutely fine. You got to make it work onto the Ashe. You have infinite range effectively there from the Xerath. Instead of focusing all his resources onto a Braum who's able to escape, we could be looking at the Ashe under turret with no cleanse and thinking that's a free meal.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, maybe they don't want to like super hard force under the turret because yes, there is no cleanse, but has ultimate and could stop Mango from getting in, and then potentially, you know, not get hit by the Relic Seraphine ultimate. So maybe that's what they're thinking. They see Braum kind of overextended and then try to burst him down, but just barely lives thanks to, you know, using the Unbreakable to get the damage reduction. I think he popped the Locket as well. So just barely lived. So Easy didn't fully take that top lane tier 2 turret when they could have. They decided to, you know, recall instead of forcing that one down. But now we have Dragon spawning in 45 seconds. You can see that the members of Elysium are already here. Turbofly are going to have to recall to answer to So Easy and then look to TP back in. But So Easy can just push this wave and then walk their way if they want to this Dragon play. We'll see how both teams want to set this one up. It's going to be a relatively close fight compared to, like, since we saw how close it was the last time these two teams did fight over a Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, So Easy having his 2 spike, I think is why he didn't go for it. But that overall macro decision there from Elysium has cost them their small little gold advantage they had potentially moving into this fight. Remember, it was just about 1,000 in their favor before that play where the Cassante dies on the weak side. Now it's effectively completely even, and also Conduit have had the more recent bases. They have massive 2 spikes exactly where they need them. The Fiora can keep the side lane pressure going. She does not even need to turn up to this fight if she doesn't want to just yet. She can keep the Cassante here and hope the 4v4 is maybe good enough because you have Jarvan and Braum still as your front line, Ashe dealing damage over the back line, and that is a huge arrow to start things off.
Yeah, but there's no follow-up here for the side of Conduit, so yes, it's a big arrow, but I don't like it. Nation's taking a lot of damage. Flag and Dread, he does get a 2-man Cataclysm, but it's a flash away on both sides. So Easy in the back line. He's ready again on the Reckoning and Cleanse and flash away as a 2-man ultimate out of Relics does hit. Now So Easy is the only one in the back line. Mango is going to be zoned out. He's going to be the focus here for the side of Conduit, and now that's everybody from the side of Elysium going to have to back up. It is a 1-for-0, and it is Reckoning the one who is falling down.
And this fight's going to keep on going as well.
Wait, no, So Easy's taking a whole lot of damage. He does get the parry on to Turboflyer. Turboflyer is going to go unstoppable. Impale lands onto Nation. Now Nation's undeterred. He has no flash. He has no flag and drag out. Starbird is able to pick up that kill. And now Derizen is getting a lot of damage. The ultimate is out. It's trying to burn down, but it's not fast enough to be able to pick up any of these straggler kills. But that should be... It looks like Conduit is still looking to go for the Dragon. They're still looking to start this one up. Chrome Alone and Concrete are starting this Dragon. Mango doesn't have smite.
Seconds. He used another. He has another one, but it's not quite there yet. This is such an odd play from both sides. Mango needed to get those Raptors quickly to get his mana back, but like the Drake is still there. They're still trying to take it. The jungler's dead for another 10 seconds still. This is suicidal.
So Easy. So Easy is caught out on the backside. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to queue over the wall, and now we'll see how the side of Conduit wants to play this one. Mom comes out from Reckoning, just kind of zones everybody away. Nation has just respawned. We'll see if they want to come in, but it looks like they're just gonna have to give this one away because the 3 members are recalling from the side of Conduit. That Dragon start was questionable at a Conduit.
That's crazy. Why would you do that? The second fight was questionable in its own right. Under the mid-tier 1, you wanted to get that turret. I understand that. But it costs you so much. Then to go to the Drake afterwards, instead of just claiming the control that was still there, while it was a 4v4 still on the Rift, you can still walk into the enemy jungle, you still get something done, and that's a great arrow again.
Yeah, Reckoning is just going to fall down here. Like you said, a really good arrow out of Chrome alone. No summoners for Reckoning because they're forced away by So Easy before.
Himself, by the way.
That's just another dead dragon.
Yeah, make it 5 now. Make it, I guess, 8 total dead dragons in this game. Just way too far to be by yourself. No summoners. Gets the turret, but comes at a very decent price for him. We can question that one all we want, but what really matters is the overall outcome of the main fight. It's actually, what matters is another fight happening.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to use the Right of the Arcane, get a lot of damage on the Chrome alone, but he dodged one of the ult shots, so is going to be able to live on that one. An item I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen Star Burrito build yet is that, oh my god, I'm gonna forget the name of it now. Horizon Focus, the one that deals more damage for range. That is the perfect Xerath item. Like, this champion is always 600 yards away, so I'm surprised that isn't picked up here. We'll see if they do choose to build that in this game. As we can see now, Reckoning is at the Dragon Smolder stacks, but in comparison to game number 1, Reckoning is so much weaker, so much weaker than he was at this point in game 1 when he was on that Jhin where he is on Smolder. But now maybe having the Dragon Training passive fully stacked up could look to start taking over these team fights.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you don't get 15 kills at 25 minutes in every game. So I'm not exactly surprised that he's weaker. He is a lot weaker, but I'm not surprised that he's a bit weaker, to say anything, than what he was on that Jhin, because, I mean, that Jhin got very near being unstoppable. But at any rate, going to be absolutely fine to carry on this game, as you say. 225 reached for Reckoning as he looks to try and claim this mid-pro right now. Conduit looking to take the control on the bot side as much as possible. The red buff spawning, the Krug's also there to be taken. Mango's going to walk in, potential for danger, but spots it out just in time, able to walk away.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on if Conduit wants to start up this Baron at any time, if they want to force anything. Otherwise, I feel like we're just going to kind of have a lull in this game until that next dragon does spawn, unless the side laners go absolutely crazy with Turbo Flyer and So Easy. But I think both teams are willing to just kind of scale up and go for another fight at the 5th dragon, but I feel like the side of Conduit should look to pull a trigger before that, like look to force a fight somewhere before the next dragon, because if you're able to get anything out of Reckoning, it is a massive win for you. Also, the Ash ult is such a low cooldown. I say that it's not gonna connect onto Reckoning, but like Ash ult it's such a low cooldown, you should just be looking to send it whenever it is off cooldown and not wait for like a neutral objective to be the reason why you're fighting in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Chrome tried there, but now he's caught out in mid without it to peel for himself. Ends up taking a pretty rough one. The Reckoning still gets caught by a volley and tagged down about 1,000 total HP. That is the difference with this version of the Smolder build instead of some of the other ones that end you with a little bit more tankiness. He is effectively full burst, which is not really what you want. You kind of need the sustain to back up your Q damage, dealing what it does with the true stuff. Right now, he's just getting poked out by this mixture of Ashe and Victor in mid lane, and he's really struggling to compete. Whereas when you have things like Shojins, you have things maybe even like Black Cleaver, it allows you that little more capacity to just kind of hang on in this phase of the game. When you're ahead, I don't mind this type of build. It's very aggressive, and it allows you to try and snowball, but that's not really where we've seen Reckoning thrive in this game in particular. This is not a snowball game. This is a 3 items at 29 minutes game.
Yeah, and I mean, something we haven't talked about in a while is that So Easy has an item advantage now in the top lane over Turbo Flyer. Picking up all those turrets for yourself is going to be an easy way to have a gold advantage and put you ahead on items as well. And something I just noticed in Asian's inventory, which I'm a little confused about this game, is he's gone for the Frozen Heart 3rd item, which is really good if there is a AD carry that likes to auto attack a lot, or somebody that likes to auto attack a lot in this game, but there really isn't. So maybe he's just purchasing. Yeah, Randuin's would have been 100% better, but maybe he's going like, what's the cheapest item for the most stats I can get? And that's kind of where Frozen Heart falls in. I remember like that's why it was so turbo broken on supports, like when it first got reworked to be super cheap, because of just how good the stats are on it. Stats obviously,
it, which says a lot, doesn't it?
yeah. I mean,
Ecos who build it, it says a whole lot.
All right, now hold on. Concrete flashes in, gets the ultimate only onto Elysium, but does get a flash out of Star Burrito as well. I like the aggressive play out of Concrete to look for that angle there, as now Turbo Flowers TP'd in. Mom is going to be called out, going to hit onto nobody here, so not getting any use of that ultimate. We can see So Easy on the flank, and he's going to lose that TP shield right as he looks to go in for that angle, but he's looking to just zone everybody away. The Q from Xerath not going to land at this point. Mango kind of looking to get the pick onto So Easy, just trying to keep him
distracted.
Derision, oh my gosh, Derision might just fall down here. He's gonna get extremely low. Chrome Alone is extremely low as well. Nasian is gonna get the ultimate. He's gonna get a 3-man Cataclysm, but now Derision's gonna fall down. Wait, no, he's still alive right now. Okay, I thought he was gonna die, but So Easy gets the kill on the backside. Xerath is gonna be able to pick up the kill on the Chrome Alone. Now Nasian's gonna try to have to run away from this one. Gets hit into the wall from the Ishtal's impact, but he gets the flag and drag away. Gonna live on this one. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. 80 carry for 80 carry, but Dragon for the side of Conduit.
And those health pools insanely low for Conduit. They are forced into a very fast pace. This might mean that Elysium are able to win out overall in the macro play in terms of gold injected, but in terms of team fight, Conduit got the objective they came for, right? They got the Drake, they got out safe enough, and they exchanged a whole lot of summoners with the enemy team, ready to then go back at it if they want to play for something like Baron, which has been there for 11 minutes, and neither team has dared contest as of now. Star Burrito, this was a choice.
Yeah, just immediately falls down. But now the side of Conduit can look to chase this one. Turbo Flyer is going to find out Concrete here. Concrete just going to walk away. Concrete still hasn't built the Bandle Pipes. He still isn't trying to play the vibes music for his team here. Went for the Knight's Vow second item.
Yeah, we can keep talking about builds for a while in this one. There are many things that have us questioning things, and I'm also questioning what the hell that burst damage was. Fiora at 3 items, I am officially scared, and I'm not even playing the Smolder. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, if you are able to play Fiora correctly, there is a ridiculous amount of burst that can come out when you use your Q forward. Because if you Q E Ravenous proc and you can weave in an auto attack, you can like burst somebody from like full HP to like half HP in like a second. And So Easy basically just did that to Reckoning. So Reckoning is gonna have a very fun time if So Easy finds him again in a team fight like we saw in that last one. But Baron picked up for the side of Conduit. Gonna look to, you know, accelerate the gold lead that they have, look to start breaking the map open even more than they have, and really get this Fiora split push going in their favor. They have Baron, they have Void Grubs, but So Easy deciding to group with the team.
It's working out pretty well. 4th item acquired Death Stance in his back pocket, and he can really put that pressure on wherever he wants to go. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up being the 1 eventually, as it's going to be the 4 headed up to top side. Mango, you are caught.
Yeah, Mango got hit by the Ash Arrow, rooted or stunned by the concussive blows, knocked up by Nation, put in the Cataclysm, and then just falls down. Now, Chrome One might just... It has the plating, Chrome. Just auto attack it.
You need minions to proc the plating.
Do you? Okay. All right. It shows what I know. I'm a support main. I don't ever really hit turrets, so I wouldn't know. But
yeah, you need minions close by. Backdoor protection stops it from proccing overgrowth.
Okay. I was like, it has the Hexaline overgrowth. Like you can just take the turret. But now Relics is looking. When did Derision get the half HP?
Star Burrito existed.
Yeah, I guess so. Star Burrito is landing the poke, but it doesn't mean enough, as now Reckoning is at half HP as well. We'll see if Conduit wants to keep the Risen around, because remember, he doesn't have TP in this game, so he's going to have to play extremely far back. But because you have a Xerath, you can really clear these waves effectively as the side of Elysium. As now, he's looking for the damage onto Derision. Derision going to get the Locket Shield. The 4th one doesn't hit. The heal comes out as well. Derision with the fast feet, but it doesn't matter. Star Burrito gets the snipe from downtown to get the kill on the opposing mid laner.
And that's why he shouldn't be there at that point. We were just talking about it. Should he be there? Should he base? Should he try to run away? You're up against the Xerath. It's dangerous to stick around. If he has a hint of where you might be, you can just be caught. and it is precisely that should have sent Darius packing. Is going to be up in time for the Drake spawning in 50 seconds, but it gives control potentially over to Elysium for this setup. Still, the Baron going to be there for 30 seconds, but when you're not pushing lanes as aggressively because you lost that player, it means that Elysium can get in and around it and get some vision as well.
Yeah, and now we'll see how far they push in this mid wave, because there is a Baron still in hand for the side of Conduit, because they can contest the mid wave shove with Baron and then look to fight for the vision right now. But now Reckoning is actually going to get hit by the flag and drag. He's going to have to cleanse as well. The ultimate coming out here. He gets onto Nation. Nation going extremely low. Enchanted Crystalero lands, gets the peel for Nation as in the top lane. So easy. Turbo Flyer fighting. Q3 gets the flick back onto Turbo Flyer as
He ulted a parry.
Oh, he did. I was like, why did he ult and not move? Okay, so he ulted the parry, and now this is where So Easy can get the 1v1 kill. They're both going to flash away, but it doesn't matter because the kill's going to go over to So Easy as the mid lane turret falls over. Star Burrito able to pick up that one. They're going to look at the...
Get out of there. Someone needs to stop this Fiora.
Yeah, but the answer is Conduit has to stop them, as all of Elysium is going to the base. They're not going for the dragon. They're all going for the base. They're looking to get these recalls, as So Easy is still pushing. Star Burrito is going to be TPing in because he's not going to get stunned up. But that means Dragon is going to go over to the side of Conduit as one turret does fall down. And now Mango is here. He's looking for the damage onto So Easy, but So Easy just uses the lunge and gets away. Wow. Chemtech Soul claimed for Conduit. Base in shambles for Elysium.
Perfect split pushing there from So Easy, doing precisely what is required. Could even look to extend it if Star Burrito walks too far forward. We've seen this a lot on the Xerath so far. He's just walking very aggressively compared to where the wave is. Ends up having his jungle close enough by, and So Easy doesn't fancy taking a 1-for-1 at this phase of the game, but putting himself in very dangerous territory there was Star Burrito. Still with flash in hand, could have been caught out. Now they have so many different threats to respond to, right? They have the top wave that's going to have perma push courtesy of those super minions. They have mid wave to worry about consistently, which is Reckoning's job, but they can't then turn out to bot lane in time, and Star Burrito's just have to flash away from two different ultimates thrown at his face.
And then Concrete flashes in. He's alone. Why did we flash in, Concrete? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Concrete said, you know what, I see your flash and I'll raise you one of my own. As now Ready the Arcane is going to go on to Risen. Risen has to flash away from Mango. Mango flashes in. Nation flashes away. All the flashes being popped across somebody's rift. It's now So Easy and Turbo Flower fighting again in the 1v1 under the turret. Goes all out. Doesn't get it riposted this time. As now he's looking to still go in on this one. Concrete extremely low. Doesn't have flash. Going to put up the wall as well. But it doesn't matter because Reckoning flashes in. He's going to get the kill onto Concrete. And it looks like the rest of Conduit are going to have to run for the hills. But now So Easy has time to continue splitting in the mid lane. But he was losing damage. Yeah, I think it was Crisante.
There are times when this champion does things that just makes you question how. Nation not allowed to cancel these bases means everyone's going to get out safely. Mango trying to extend this play. Reckoning still there. Darius is still there. This is now an extended 2v2. So Easy's coming down.
Oh, wait, So Easy has the flank. Mango is going to have to use the Ixchal's impact to try to get away from this one, but he's going to get hit by another Nation knockup. As now Reckoning is looking to turn this one around. A lot of damage coming out of Reckoning with this build, like you mentioned before, but he's going to get hit by the flag and drag. Gets put in the Cataclysm. He's trying to fight this one out, but it doesn't matter because Nation is going to be able to pick up that kill. And absolute pandemonium breaks across the entirety of bot lane. Everybody uses the flash in this game. Nobody's gonna have that available for the next dragon fight, except for Relics and Chroma Load, actually.
Yeah, and that's exactly who needs it, especially the Ashe, right? The Ashe absolutely needs that key summoner. And unfortunately, we keep on talking about it. Reckoning's build path, he's left himself to be so squishy. He is a glass cannon, but as soon as he fires, he breaks. That is exactly what he's there to do. Unfortunately, it just does not work. Nation able to close the distance, close the gap, get another kill onto this Smolder. The little dragon that unfortunately can't right now. 12 total dragon deaths in the game. 6 for him, 6 for the elementals. But with the ADC not on the rift, it means that the Baron is pretty simple here for Conduit to at least attempt. They just need to keep Maga out the pit.
All right, wait, and now Star Burrito using the ultimate, trying to get some damage down. Chrome alone is extremely low. Locket is going to keep him safe. Baron is going to go over to the side of Conduit, as now Mango is going to have to run for the hills. So Easy gets caught out, but he's going to be okay. Chrome, please recall. Do not pull at the risk. Okay, he's finally channeling recall.
That, by the way.
I think he had to from Star Burrito's ultimates. He probably had to use Flash. Like,
he probably did, but it's important.
It is. It is very important knowing what summoner spells the enemy team has in stages like this, because even though Conduit has the Soul and has Baron buff, Elysium can still win a team fight. And if Elysium wins the team fight, they could just end the game because of how late in the game it is. We're 40 minutes in. Death timers are extremely long. So knowing exactly what summoner spells everybody does have at this point in the game when you are looking to go for those very impactful team fights is absolutely massive. So knowing that Chrome alone had to use that flash there is going to be key. And if they timed it correctly, they should know that So Easy's flash should be coming up shortly, as Nasia going to flag and drag over the wall. He's going to eat some damage from Star Burrito here. And we can see Mango is looking for an angle too. Concrete is actually going to be the one who's caught out here, but he's going to be able to use the stand behind me to get away from this one. Wave clear is strong for the side of Elysium, so it's going to be on Conduit to force the team fight. Derizen taking a whole lot of damage, but so is Reckoning, but it doesn't matter because Derizen gets deleted.
Yeah, Glass Cannon works both ways, my friends. Delete or be deleted. And Reckoning says, no, not me today, thank you very much. Use the cleanse instead of the QSS, which I believe has a longer cooldown, but he doesn't care. He's still got the kill, and Darius is still dead for the next 40 seconds, similar to what we saw previous Drake fight, actually. This Victor dying on a really awkward time. He's going to be up again before the Drake spawns, but this time it's Elder. You need the ability to set up and Conduit. They're trying to camp out in the enemy jungle, but now they're down a member. It could be quite difficult to really stake their claim.
Yeah, and I mean, they have all the tools available to them if they want to try to force an engage, but now that Reckoning has that QSS available, it's much harder for him to be the target of the plays you're looking for. Nasian extremely low. You're going to have to flag and drag over the wall as he's at half HP from the Reckoning poke. And like you said, this Smolder is a full glass cannon. When he's able to hit you with one of those Qs, you are going to lose a lot of your HP. It doesn't matter who you are, as So Easy does so much damage to Turbo Slayer here, or Turbo Flyer here, and gets him extremely close to death. But now So Easy could get caught out because he's overextended, but he's just going to back away and get that Baron empowered recall, as the rest of the team is going to channel recalls, try to walk out of the base relatively close to the same times, and set up for this Elder Dragon.
But nothing happened during that Baron push, most importantly for Elysium. They're able to completely neutralize it just off that one kill when they start to try and get that siege going. Conduit, they can't really get the ball rolling in their favor anymore. And they need a little more patience, I think, on that setup. Star Burrito's in a bit of danger here, walking very far forward.
Star Burrito has the flash away, but now Reckoning look to go over the wall. It's not going to connect. Concrete goes in, gets the ultimate only onto the Xerath, but very good flash there by Star Burrito to not get hit by that and share the Crystal Arrow.
Carrying on, moving in to this 5v5. Mango in a dangerous position himself, trying to step far forward as you can. Right in the arcade, instantly hit on, so he's trying to zone him out. Darius taking down low as well. The Xerath is free firing, but it doesn't really feel like they have to.
So Easy going to actually block the impale there, and now it's going to be on Nasian to look to engage in this fight. We'll see what the side of Conduit wants to do here. The Dragon is not started up yet, so he's going to recall and look to TP back in. Concrete trying to step forward, create some space for the team here. We know there's no impact on Mango, and now looking to go in. Ishtal's impact, he finds Derizen. Derizen has to flash away. He's going extremely low. Reckoning is in the backside. He is going to be able to pick up the kill onto Derizen, but So Easy TP'd into the base. They're canceling the recalls. So Easy is looking to end the game right now, as Nasian is just stopping recalls. Chrome doesn't care if he falls down because now hold on. Reckoning gets the kill on Chrome. Nasian is extremely low. Chrome is down. Reckoning trying to win this team fight for the side of Elysium. Nasian gonna get hit, stunned into the wall. Oh, it doesn't. Wait, never mind. So Easy has the game. So Easy has the game.
All that fighting, we didn't even get to see the base fall. I was wondering if I saw him take the Nexus turret. I wasn't sure if he got anything else. Star Burrito just couldn't channel his TP in time. Solarfly could not clear the waves. It's just a base up against a random fight happening around Elder. And unfortunately, the base falling matters a little bit more than the objective fight that was slowly going in Elysium's favor. Unfortunately, they can't deal with that split push threat. We talked about it the whole way through the game, but it is So Easy. So Easy. He pushes on the side lanes, and there is no proper response for Elysium. I had to say, guy in chat who shouted that out, fair play. Andy, Coop. 4 out of 4 should be able to run through the blue side, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, the glass cannon Smolder started glass cannoning, and like we can see how much damage he did. Like, that team fight was going to be won by Elysium if So Easy didn't end the game, and then Elysium probably would have won that game. But, like, they weren't, like you said, Cyberino not able to get the TP off in time. Very well played by Conduit to just stall as long as possible to let So Easy do his thing. Even if they did die, they were like, KDAs don't matter at this point, and winning the game matters, and pushing us to a game 3 matters. But it got extremely close there in that game. Like, very, very close. 14-13 in kills overall. I thought Elysium was about to win the game until I realized So Easy didn't TP back to the Dragonflight. He TP'd to the base to end the game.
Yeah, and I think it's a great decision as well, based off of, if nothing else, the results. Because that man got some results there in Game 2. And now, Conduit, they've dragged this one the full distance. Elysium, they've been here before, but it's not often that they could get dragged to the full 3. They've already been pulled here by Final Boss. Apart from last week where they just took a bit of a nosedive instead. Let's see what happens now in Game 3. Bit of unfamiliar territory kind of both sides, if we're being honest. But I honestly don't even know who we favour at this point. Elysium and Conduit both been right on top of each other so far. Who can really get that advantage into Game 3? We'll have to find out when draft is just around the corner.
Blinding lights, lost in your eyes, feeling the pressure. You and I, spending the night, chasing forever. For you, oh no, I'd be your one and only. Don't let me go, don't leave me lonely. Say you'll stay through the pain, say you won't go running. Let me in through your veins, get off on my loving.
And we are back for our final game between Conduit and Elysium. Conduit going to be back on the blue side. Elysium going to be back on the red side for this final game. And after an extremely close game number 2, Rue, how hype are you for this third game?
Oh, I am incredibly hyped for this one. This is maybe not a decider for those top 2 seeds we talked about before, but it's going to be up there. It's going to be mattering come next week, come playoff verification, playoff. That's not the word I want. Whatever. It matters, okay? It matters a lot. And in a game that matters, apparently Conduit like to play Varus.
I mean, I do think Varus is very strong right now. The real question is this a flex for Varus, right? Is it top lane for so easy depending on the matchup, or is it just going to be AD carry for Chrome alone? Either way, definitely an interesting pick, because I think there are still like one more AD carry who's better than Varus on the path, or two. You still have like Corki available, and you still have the Sivir available. Sivir is going to be picked here by the side of Elysium. They're also going to pair that up with the Wukong in the jungle, as we can see a Diana hover. I don't know if that's going to be a legitimate pick, and it is going to be a legitimate Diana pick. So
yeah,
Diana,
it's an Asian favorite.
Yeah, Diana jungle for Nation. You know, I know what Nation likes to play, and I haven't seen him play Diana a minute. I know for a while he was spamming Kha'Zix and Evelynn, so I thought maybe that's what he was going to go, but nope, it's going to be the Diana, and we're going to get the Karma. So, very frail team comp for Conduit.
Yeah, I mean, Karma tries to avoid the worst of it with the shielding, right? You kind of mitigate how squishy you otherwise are with how ridiculous those shields end up being, but, I mean, hey, if you want to properly protect your team, then why not go Soraka? I feel like that does a much better job in the overall protection front. The ambulance, very, very effective for Elysium here. Sivir Wukong alongside as well. Their team fight is already shaping up to be quite something for Conduit to have to put up with, and their team fight is not looking quite as strong. I think they're going to have to do something else, either to draft in some very strong team fighting champions in 4 and 5, or to put some heavy pressure on these lanes.
Yeah, and I mean, the Soraka works very well with Sivir because you're just a very safe bot lane. You can't really be punished all that much. But there's a Diana on the other side, and if Diana gets the right angle, can be very chaotic for the Soraka and Sivir to deal with. Specifically the Soraka, like, yes, you can put the silence field around, when she does look to get that ultimate to come off, but even then, if, like, Nation plays the Diana extremely well, it's still going to be very difficult for Soraka to have insane value in a team fight. But lane-wise, the Sivir Soraka should really have no issue against the potential Varus Karma bottom lane. My question is, like, what are we looking like for the rest of the comp here? Because I think Conduit would like to have a tank engager up in the top lane, but that doesn't feel like what So Easy typically plays. And then, you know, Derizen's going to go for another form of a control mage in the mid lane, which there aren't a super lot left. Like, you can still play Annie, but that's more of like a burst mage if that's what you're looking for. But like
for Elysium, honestly, with the Wukong they already have, I'm gonna take Aurora instead.
Aurora.
I feel like if you were gonna take the Annie here, Annie Wukong is an amazing combo. I wouldn't be shocked if they do some crazy things, especially with the Diana already there. They could go for either AD mid or put the Varus mid and go different AD and bot. The Varus Karma is a very solid lane because of the amount of poke that it provides. Yone also works as an AD in the mid lane, or they can go for the new version. I so believe in Talia this game, I have to say. I mean, you can avoid the worst of the Wukong, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another control mage. Durizen very much prefers playing those control mages, so I can't say I'm surprised to see that they're picking it up. It is good into the Wukong because you can use that Unraveled Earth to stop the engage that comes out from Wukong with that Warrior Trickster and Nimbus Strike, but it's like another one of these champions. Like, it's kind of like mid lane Ezreal, where if you're not landing these Qs, you don't really have that much of an impact. As I like the Oin Hover that Conduit had so much more. They're gonna pick the Gnar, and if this team comp gets caught with Gnar in mini form, they fall down very, very quickly. But Elysium is looking for much more of a team fight comp than a pick comp, so that might be okay for Conduit to draft a little bit more squishy this time around.
I mean, you say that, they still have very good pick potential, right? With the Wukong Aurora, if they're there, then that's a great place to find a pick. Everything that's great for engage is also great for pick potential. There's a lot of overlap there, as Elysium maybe turning away a little bit from the team fight, in fact, playing into a little bit more of their side lane. The Urgot taken as R5 into Gnar. I mean, we've seen our fair share of Gnar counters over recent times. Urgot, not really one that comes to mind as much as kind of the Varus flexes, the Veins especially, which seem incredibly annoying if nothing else. But Urgot, he is up there. It's just a little bit harder to then teamfight with when the game gets a bit later on.
Yeah, but Urgot is also one of those champions that if he does get fed, he will absolutely run over a team fight, especially with the ambulance Soraka just empowering him to just be as aggressive as he wants to be. So definitely going to be an interesting game here for the side of Elysium. I think it's an interesting game for both sides because, like, both junglers are kind of looking to do the same thing where you dive in on the backline, you get a big ultimate, and then it's followed up by the rest of your team. But the question is, which one is going to be more effective at that? Is it going to be Nation on this Diana, or is it going to be, Mango with the two forms of the same ultimate on the Wukong? I mean, looking at the two drafts here, Rue, for the final game, which one would you put your money on?
I think it's difficult to say. I don't know how much I really believe in the double AP mid jungle of Conduit, especially with some of the other AP damage that's going to be dealt this game. Karma with her poke, Varus as well, anytime he hits some blight stacks. As a result, I wouldn't be shocked if this is a bit more lethality focused, though neither Varus is doing all too well in solo queue because it does very good in the 5v5 situation. It's difficult to really back Conduit with how they drafted because their team fight isn't great and their lanes definitely could struggle if they're not careful. Elysium on the other side, their bot lane is going to struggle early on. That's just kind of an expectation of picking Civic, Soraka. But when you get through that early game, if you're already down kind of 10, 20 CS, I think the Civic is going to be absolutely fine with that and should be able to power farm her way straight back through. Very important as the game gets later on. And then your team fight engage is absolutely there for Elysium. Your pick potential is also there. And the peel back as well with Soraka and Wukong, if necessary, makes this Elysium comp very difficult for Conduit to really penetrate. Because, I mean, how do you get onto the Civic?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, you're 100% right. It's going to be very hard to get onto Sivir. And like I said, even if Nation does get on the back line, if Soraka does get that silent circle down, and you can't cast the ultimate and Sivir can just kite away, it makes your champion have less value. So definitely the onus is on Nation, and so easy to find the right angles for Conduit to get the proper engage for the team comp, while you can just very much easier for Elysium to just kind of run at you with Wukong with backed up by Sivir speed or Aurora getting massive flanking in and go a whole lot of damage. But the only way we'll find out which team is going to come away with the victory here today is when we get back after we wait for spectator delay. And we are back for the final game between Conduit and Elysium. Conduit on the blue side, Elysium on the red side. And I am excited for this banger after the first two games we had between these two teams.
Absolutely. Conduit striking back there in game two. Elysium moving themselves over to the red side. Now we get to see, as the champ pools get a little bit deeper, we get a small little taste of what may be to come in the playoffs. And we get some fun happening across the rift, both sides, delving deep and seeing what they can find with a very nice trade early on there for Relics and Reckoning.
Yeah, and we can see that Crumalone has gone for the Arcane Comet, so it is going to be the Lethality Varus this time around, not that on-hit Varus. And also, Derizen not taking TP once again, does have Ghost. Also, Deathfire Touch on the Taliyah in the mid lane here. But the side of Elysium, everything is much more standard, much more what you expected to see out of these champions.
Yeah, not really sure what those rocks count as. I think they count as AoE in terms of your Deathfire Touch proccing. So I think that just means it gets the 2 seconds, not the full value. But if you can keep proccing it, courtesy of the many rocks that you get to throw, it should give you a whole lot of value. But Starbreezer's Burst still going to be very impressive with the Electrocute to aid within that as much as possible to makes mid lane a very fascinating place to look at, especially Taliyah into mostly immobile. I'm going to say Mage, it kind of has a little less value than it would otherwise, where you typically Taliyah for the Unraveled Earth possibilities. It's only really Mango that it affects this game.
I mean, it does affect Star Burrito on the, I believe the weirding, because it is, is it the W or the E?
It's
like,
W.
Okay.
E's unstoppable, I think.
If the E is unstoppable, then yeah, but I thought the E had like the little knockback animation like on yourself, so maybe it works on that too. We'll have to see if that interaction ever does come up. I feel like it'd be very rare for that one to actually, for us to be able to see that, but it will affect the W on the Aurora as well. But like you said, it is less mobile in the grand scheme of most matchups that Taliyah's picked into, as Soeezy goes in for a little bit of trade onto Turbo Flyer there, but Turbo Flyer is fine with it, just continues winning in that 1v1 trade. Does get hit by the crunch there, does get hit by another boulder toss, but is still overall winning this trade. And now that Soeezy is in Mininar, cannot even think about going in there, as Derizen is getting some good trades on to Star Burrito there, dodging away from the twofold Hex as well, gonna keep himself pretty healthy there. But overall, just gonna be a slower game. Both junglers really want to farm up to that level 6 point before they get involved in any ganks whatsoever.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, right? Both of them. I mean, you can look early as a Diana. There's potential if they've if enemy team has overstepped, but neither side really has enough setup for that to be the case, right? When the lanes have the setup and the junglers have the setup pre-6, it usually means that they're safe enough, unless you are way out of where you are allowed to be. You know, Soeezy potentially pressing that envelope a little bit, but he's going to just push that wave, get a base, and Turbo Flyer may even look for a freeze here while Soeezy takes his own TP back.
Yeah, and you can see Turbofly and Reckoning, both on their first recall, have picked up a Cole for themselves, while Crumalone, he gets a tier, gets a basic boots as boots. What was that?
Sorry, don't worry. I'll carry on. I'm fine.
Soeezy getting boots and cloth armor, trying to get to that early plated steel cap so he can trade more effectively into Turboflyer on this Urgot. As okay, so does work on the heck across the veil, as Derizen takes a lot of damage from Mango and Star Burrito there. Now Nasian is here looking to go in, but does get the stun when you do pop across the veil, as you did say would happen, Rue. So gets a lot of burst damage onto Star Burrito, but still takes a lot back because the Weirding and the twofold Hex land onto him with the Wukong damage. Gets the Risen very low, but doesn't have to burn any summoner spells to be able to live through that gank.
Yeah, but it's a little bit awkward both sides there, because I don't think Star Burrito could have avoided the worst of it if he had just weirded his way out. We saw earlier on when if he presses W when Taliyah throws her flip, you avoid the worst of the trade. You maybe tank a couple of rocks, but it's nowhere near as bad as tanking as many as he just did. Derizen with a very nice seismic shove gets a nice trade back in return. While Mango was there, it doesn't. It kind of mitigates a lot of what was happening. Mango goes in here,
but Concrete is there. It's going to force Mango to flash away. So I do like that play a lot. But now the bot lane and mid lane from Elysium is collapsing onto it. But Star Burrito's extremely low here. A lot of damage could come out. Reckoning gets a Q, tries to do his best there to get some damage. But at the end of the day, everybody's just going to walk away A-okay from this play.
Yeah, I mean, the Drake being there makes it a premium target of a timer to fight. Bot push being in Elysium's favor makes it slightly surprising that it even worked as well as it did for Conduit, I'll be honest, because that wave is not in a good place at all. Chromalone taking his base, already didn't have the push. Now Concrete's going to do his best to hold it there outside of the turret range, reckoning going to hit him at least once for doing precise that, but now Chrome's back. I'm surprised that Conduit are happy to go that aggressive with the Karma walking out of the lane. Stepping up with the Dana, getting the flash out of the Wukong nice before 6 means that his gank is a little bit more difficult than it would be otherwise, but still gonna be okay as long as he can close the distance with something like the Warrior Trickster and then can dash to his target before hitting that Cyclone. Whereas in mid, Starburrito still needs to be pretty careful.
Yeah, but stops Dorizen's recall, and now Mango is here, so Dorizen could actually be in trouble here if he doesn't play this carefully. Asian is already coming in. Ultimate used by Starburrito. He's not going to get hit by the knockback from Talia. Gets Dorizen extremely low, but now Nasian is here. Starburrito doesn't have ult. He doesn't have mana, but he does have flash. We'll see if Nasian wants to flash in and look for this one, but Starburrito is running away. Relics is here. The ambulance squad has showed up. A flash in from Nasian, but Starburrito flashed it away, and now Starburrito going to be able to live on that play. Nobody falls down for first blood just quite yet.
And this is the difference in game 1 and game 3. This is just the nerviest of nervy games. So he might look to try and get first blood as Mega Nard doing a lot of damage.
Hold on, he's getting a lot of damage. The crunch comes out, another boulder toss. Turbo Fly's gonna have to play. So Easy flashes in. A nice use of the E. This Turbo is getting the shield, but now So Easy's in minion dog, and he's just gonna get the auto attack. And the first blood doesn't come in the impactful mid lane, it comes in the top lane. So Easy, solo bolo.
Yeah, Mango there to try and return the favor. Is gonna not even get the cannon. He's just gonna turn up, throw a bonk, and then basically be forced into a disengage. He doesn't have 6, doesn't have the threat. So Easy knows that even after using his flash in the exchange with Turbo, he's still going to be winning out, still going to get that solo kill, and can still make this lane work very well indeed for him. Starburrito is starting to really feel the pain of what Derizen is throwing his way. And while the Mango's been pulled up to top as well, have a look at where Nation has gone. He hasn't gone to his own camps. He's gone for the crazy invade of wolves into blue because he knows that this Wukong is preoccupied.
Yeah, and that's just a very heads-up play by Nasian to be like, I know where the Suddenly Jungler has path, so I should be able to get something on this side of the map because of how much CS he's at, or just like having the innate knowledge of how jungle camps work and stuff like that. So very well played by him. Even gets the dragon to boot. So just a very heads-up jungle play overall. And now he's going to be able to go, if he's smart here when he comes back on to the map, he gets his bot side instead of going to his top side, so then that way Mango can't walk into the bot side and take any camps, but he's going to go to his top side. So we'll see if Mango...
He's going to the grubs.
Interesting. Okay, so we're just going to hard force grubs here. It is going to be Dusk Till Dawn first item.
I don't like that at all. I think you're giving an opportunity for Mango to get that gold lead straight back in his favor. Could also look to make the play on bot side. I don't know if Concrete's been spotted. I don't think he has been. So there's not complete knowledge for Elysium that the Varus is down here by himself with no even threat of a Karma, but I believe that Mango's looking to try and get that.
All right, Chromalone is going to get knocked up. He's silenced as well. He did use barrier flashes as well. A lot of damage. Wait, Mango's going to fall down to the turret. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Chromalone gets the kill. All the ultimates used by the side of Elysium, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
That's just crazy. That's still dying there in a 1-for-1, giving the Varus way more than he ever should have got. That was an absolutely free dive. You even cleared out to make sure the Karma could not be there. You walked all the way around the Krug pit to get that dive working. You have enough CC to block, and I'm shocked that they only went 1-for-1. They should have been able to dive very cleanly indeed, as Nasian unfortunately won't land the Moonfall, because Starburrito goes between worlds in mid and able to stay alive himself.
Yeah, and now So Easy can look to just get some more damage on the Turbo Flyer here. Turbo Flyer's going to E in. He's going to get hit by the crunch as well. Another hop in. So Easy gets him low, but doesn't go all the way in to be able to get the kill. And like you said, Nasian did try to get that kill into the mid lane, but Starburrito is able to live through that one. And as I said, Conduit, you're like, cool, Chromalone got dove, but he traded 1-for-1. We got Dragon.
Turbo, why are we still here?
And wait, he gets the shield, so he's gonna take 1 turret shot. He's gonna take 2 turret shots. And he's gonna live.
Yeah.
The ultimate doesn't come out in time. I thought maybe if the Fear Beyond Death had connected onto So Easy, there was an opportunity, but like you said,
I don't think it's enough
Fire,
even then.
maybe the slow and another turret shot might have done it, but yeah, like you said, Turbo Flyer probably should have just backed off, not been there,
He
but
had
now
TP the whole
Mango's in
time,
the
that's
top
crazy.
lane. All right, so
That's a
Easy
huge
is-
kill for So Easy. The first solo kill is never really the lane breaker, right? It's always the second one that changes the whole dynamic. If he gets his base off,
wait, Mango's up
worse.
top lane. He's gonna get stunned up. Now Turbo Flyer is trying to get in. The Fear Beyond Death is gonna land on the So Easy. Mango flashes in, and now it's gonna be the pull back. He's gonna be able to get the shutdown in top lane, and yeah, heal used bot lane. Concrete is actually taking a lot of damage now. As Reckoning is looking back forward, but Reckoning has no mana. Now Relics could be the one in trouble. He's going to get chained up. He's going to have to flash away. Chromalone is still looking to get some damage. That does not have ultimate yet available to him, but now Nasian is here. Nasian can look for the play. He could look for it, but not going to go for it. I mean, there is a tier 2. They could look to go for a dive here. Mango's on his way bot lane. We'll see if Conduit goes for it. The ult comes out from Nasian, or Derizen, but now Mango's here as well. And now Relics is trying to look to get involved in this one. Mango's going to be zoned off now. And now the side of Elysium is just stuck under the tier 1 turret, while Chromalone is getting some poke damage down as well. Now Star Burrito shows up. We'll see what happens in this play. There's no dive coming out. The wave is being zoned away. As now Nasian goes in. He gets a 2-man ultimate, but now he's all by himself. Star Burrito is going to be able to get the burst damage onto that one, and now Reckoning and Star Burrito are going to be running forward onto this one. Derizen's putting out a whole lot of damage onto Reckoning. The heal's coming out from Relics to keep him alive, as now we go to the top lane. So Easy gets crunched to the wall. He gets another stun. He's going to get jumped back by Turbo Flyer, and now the bullet tosses in. He's got one more attack. He's going to get the crunch down to get the next kill.
Bro just said get walloped, and he did. Turbo still having flash, choosing not to use it. He's getting destroyed by this Gnar matchup right now, which is, by the way, meant to be Urgot favored. Mango barely hanging on to life in bot. So these guys are playing so far on the edge that I think they may have tipped over it at some point. Derizen definitely feeling that as he's forced to exchange flashes with Star Burrito. Reckoning could look for the play here, actually. Does have On the Hunt coming off cooldown about 3 seconds. If it was there earlier, maybe could have got the kill. Doesn't have the move speed, can't close the distance, but these guys are playing so close to the theoretical maximum that it's providing, if nothing else, very entertaining viewing for a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, they looked to go for the trade. Nation going in onto Star Burrito there with the Ludicrous Crush. The Crescent Strike is not going to be just enough there, as Dragon is being the focus here for the side of Elysium. They're going to be able to pick that one up there, as I thought Derizen was going to get the kill onto Mango. I thought he was going to flash for it, but good thing he...
Yeah, we can still see the stream, but we can also see the time controls.
All right, we are back, everybody. Had a little bit of technical issues there, but nonetheless, we prevailed as we are getting back into action here. Luckily, during that brief bit of time, no real action happened, just the Dragon going over to the side of Elysium, so we didn't miss all that much.
Yeah, and the Dragon was meant to be going over to them anyway, right? It's just the taking instead of what we saw, which was the pre-take for Elysium. Though I would like to point out the slight distance occurring right now in terms of jungle XP, which is somehow not there, but the CS that definitely is. Mango down about 5 camps right now, and Nasian doing a really good job pressing that advantage on one of the fast clear champions that he definitely likes to play. The AP champs typically have that fast clear. And he's doing a great job of trying to press his advantage where he finds the Mango unable to really keep up right now because he has so many lanes that he's basically having to ambulance much more than Relics even has to.
Yeah, and So Easy went for the play up in the top lane, but a nice buffer by Turbo Flyer has him live, and the rest of the squad of Elysium sprinting up there and forces So Easy to flash, as now Star Burrito used the ultimate of their own to try to get away from this one, but Nasian is immediately on top of him. Derizen used the ultimate, and now he's going to use the Lunar Rush, Crescent Strike, going to be able to pick up the kill onto Star Burrito there, as now we have more action up here. Reckoning is here, using the ultimate. Concrete's taking a lot of damage. The ultimate has connected, and it's going to be consumed there by Turbo Flyer. The bot lane for Conduit falls down in the top side of the map.
And that's the issue with making plays on multiple sides of the map at the same time. You try it one place, it works out the other place, you don't have the numbers. And Conduit really do feel the punish there. They go for a 2v1 on bot. It looked alright at the start, and then you find out on the other side that you're fighting in a 4 versus 3. You're way too far forward on that side to make up for it. If it was just so easy solo pushing by himself, then maybe he dies and you get a cross map 1-for-1. But as things stand, instead, you end up actually losing out in the overall macro play, and Reckoning is the one that really benefits the most. He gets himself the kills, at least a kill. Turbofly also gets one to try and stabilize what has been quite a hellish top lane so far for what should be quite good on paper. But now he's back into things, and Elysium given a small little reprieve there by Conduit trying to overplay.
Yeah, and I mean, we also just panned down bot lane very briefly where Derizen got a trade with Star Burrito, and Star Burrito hit 1Q for half of his HP, as now Mango's in the top lane,
That's
so easy goes Mega, and he's just going to be able to get away from this one. Rift Herald was picked up by Nation, but if you're smart as a side of Conduit, you drop this in the mid lane. Oh wait, hold on, the Spell Shield was used by Reckoning already, so... Yeah, that's what happens when you Spell Shield the hail of arrows for no reason whatsoever, because... Yeah, I mean, Derizen is losing all these trades. Now with the Rift Herald in pocket for the side of Conduit, they should look to drop it mid lane, because So Easy almost has this top lane turret claimed by himself without any help for it. So look to break open the map if you are Conduit. So look to put the Herald either bot lane or mid lane. Mid lane, obviously, the ideal spot for it. But we'll see, as the next dragon is spawning in 1 minute 20 seconds. It is going to be another Chemtech dragon this game, so... Not the best soul, once again. Kind of was hoping for a different one for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great in terms of the soul, but the actual Drakes are going to matter quite a lot, right? These give heal and shield power. Who likes heal and shield power? Karma and Soraka. Both of these guys are going to absolutely feast off of this Salt in particular, and Star Burrito may be about to be feasted upon because Nation making way down to the bot once more.
Yes, Star Burrito going to use the weirding between worlds as well, and now it's going to be so easy. Who's going to be able to pick up the first turret of the game? He's going in on the Turbofly once again, uses the Gnar, but it doesn't land onto anybody. And now we can see Star Burrito is in the middle of nowheres, man, right now. Nobody knows where he is. Derizen could actually get engaged on. Mango's gonna flash in. Cyclone comes out. Derizen uses flash as well, but Star Burrito's already there. Reckoning's gonna pick up the kill. Nation's gonna get a 2-man ultimate, but he's gonna be immediately silenced after this one. Wish comes out to keep everybody alive. Reckoning gets a double kill. It was trying to get some damage over the wall. Was Chrome alone, but it's not gonna be enough. Star Burrito's gonna get slowed. He's gonna have to flash away. The channeled up Q is not gonna land there from Chrome alone. And what was a very close fight would have been Conduit favored if Relics wasn't playing Soraka this game. I think more people on the side of Elysium would have fallen down in that play, but Soraka just keeps him upright for just long enough.
Almost certainly, and it's just kind of an occupational hazard of playing into a Soraka. She kind of does those things every now and again. It does cost quite a few summoners for Elysium to make that work in the long run. They do also lose out in terms of turrets, right? You point out the first one falling, second one there goes down in mid as well. So Conduit able to get something back on the map, but they can't get the kill they tried to make the play for in the bot side to start that off, and then they can't really convert anything afterwards apart from a short little push in towards mid that's then responded to just in time for the Drake, which has now spawned in the jungle. Nation doesn't even have the time to put that down his Rift Herald. You talked about wanting to put it down for mid for this Drake. He's late to do precisely that.
Yeah, but that was in theory. You put the Rift Herald mid lane if you haven't taken the tier 1 turret, but since that's already gone, you don't have to really drop it down at this point in the game. If you want to put it anywhere, you could put it bot lane, but you can see Reckoning is cleared of the mid lane. So easy now. TP's in at half a full rage bar. He's going to auto attack the Scuttle Crab a little bit. The Rift Herald, like I said, is put bot lane and it's going to get a free charge into this turret in a couple seconds. So easy does almost have that full Mega Gnar bar, so could look for a big engage opportunity for the side of Conduit. He is full rage now. He's going to hop in. He's going to get a stun on the Turbo Flyer. Turbo Flyer is looking for the angle, but now So Easy has found some people. He's not going to cast the ultimate. Yeah, he kind of puts it out on the Turbo Flyer. Turbo Flyer's going to fall down. Nate's going to be able to pick up one. He's going to fall down to Mango. Now Reckoning is going to take over this team fight. Reckoning is absolutely dominating this team fight. The Riz is going to fall down. Reckoning actually falls down to Chrome alone. And now Star Burrito and Mango are looking for this one. A huge Mega Blast plan. And Chrome alone not going to be long for this world. He falls down. Now So Easy is going to fall down to Star Burrito as well. And it's going to be Elysium picking up the next dragon. And what looked so much better in their favor, they still lose 2, but they get the dragon. They're going to be able to break some of these turrets, potentially the mid lane one, get more gold in their pockets. And Reckoning is online on this Sivir in this game.
He is absolutely destructive already. terrifying in that team fight. Just says you and whose army run straight into the middle of them after they already found the major threat. The Gnar was put down very early on, and Nation traded his life for Turboflyer as well. Beyond that, there is no real threat onto this Sivir, and Reckoning realizes that, just goes forward, ends up tanking his death for it, but he gets both the Gnar and the Varus so incredibly low that he's basically won the fight already by that point, and it was just a masterclass in stalling the engage from the enemy team. You could see So Easy wanting to find anyone that he could possibly hit with his Mega Gnar, but he just could not find the angle. The early wallop was nice on Stonefly, but he didn't want to burn his full ultimate, his full combo onto the Urgot. He's trying to run around, trying to find anyone else who will tank it up, but no one presents themselves for Elysium. They disengage so well, and then by the time he's able to come back and hit someone that may be more useful, the Gnar's already run out. He's already tried to just get the most, and he's incredibly chunked out as well. Very nice play there from Elysium across the whole of that kind of micro part of the team fight, being able to avoid the Gnar when it mattered most, and then re-engage as well.
Yeah, and because So Easy didn't have flash there, he's not able to immediately find the backline for the big Mega Gnar. But the second he goes in, okay, now Reckoning is going to pop the ultimate. He's going to take a lot of damage here. He's going to spell shield, but Concrete finds him. He gets rooted up, and he's going to take so much. He's going to live for so long. He's going to try to turn this one around, and he does. Down goes the Risen, and now Concrete is the next target of the Mango. He's going to flash away. Mango is able to pick up that kill. Now Reckoning is looking to come back into this team fight. Nation is going in. He finds the damage. Reckoning is low, but he's still getting healed up. He's still living. He's still living, and he goes down, but it doesn't matter because Nation falls as well. A double kill for Mango, and that is the power of Soraka.
That absolutely is. Now, I ask you, what is the first rule of team fighting versus Soraka?
You kill Soraka first.
You kill the Soraka. What didn't Conduit do?
You know, I think they didn't focus Urgot. I think that was the big issue in that fight, honestly.
That could be the issue. I mean, Turbofly is quite a nice target.
Well, Turbofly's not gonna die either, because guess who's, you know, in his back pocket? It's Soraka. Turbofly is still alive. So Easy's trying to trade this one, trying to live, but it doesn't matter. He's now the one who's going to be in trouble because Relics is just here healing up Turbofly. Turbofly flashes forward and completely misses the corrosive charge there.
Mango's here, though.
Oh, Mango is here. He's looking for So Easy.
He knows
So
which bush he's in.
He's going to hit the boomerang, and it doesn't matter. Yep, that's unstoppable Wukong.
Yeah, I already knew which bush he was in because he set the Scribe's Bloom up, spotted up the far two bushes as Star Burrito hops into that empowered Q from Karma. Doesn't matter in the end. Still able to walk out, most of his health bar intact. But it meant that Mango knew where he was looking for, knew exactly where So Easy was. No flash on the Gnar, no way of escaping, and a freebie eventually taken by Elysium. Though it does cost them their top laner's flash, which will definitely not be there in time for the next Drake fight. Concrete,
They found Reckoning again.
Get something mid.
Actually taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to flash away, and now the Risen has to flash, and he's just gonna fall. Star Burrito flashed after him. And now Mango is on the back line. He's getting the three-man Cyclone and everybody, and now Turboflyer TPs it. Nation goes in. He finds Reckoning by himself, but now he's still looking to go in. He's trying to find Relics, and he's not gonna be able to. Wait, the auto attack. The Airy is gonna pick up the kill on the Nation as Concrete falls down to Mango as well. That's 3 dead. Nobody on the side of Elysium falls, and that's going to be Baron in their hand. 23.5 minutes into game number 3.
So the other thing about trying to kill the Soraka is that doing it by yourself is very, very difficult. I think Nation just found that out to his detriment. He tries to go full send. It looks like he's going on to Reckoning to start things off. Gets a good chunk onto him. But Relics is there to heal through the worst of that, and then you try and turn it onto Soraka, but you don't have enough damage at that point in your kit. The peel away is so good, and he has so much move speed towards the players you already chunked out as well. He's so evasive on the battlefield, is Relics. Already 2 items as well. 2 kills, 12 assists. Not even the most KP on his team. He's only 3rd in that respect, but it does not matter because he's completely untouchable in these fights, and he's making everyone else so incredibly strong that his impact is just going to keep on rising throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of to be expected, like, like I said, it's very hard for Diana to do anything to the Soraka, especially when he gets in. We saw him go in onto Reckoning, and it was a beautiful Equinox immediately out of Relics, which stalls how much damage Nation can actually put out in that
Why are we
situation.
here?
And now Chromalone actually might be caught out. He does pop the Yomus as Derizen almost dies immediately to Star Burrito. That's the power of Aurora Burst on 2 items. Gonna have a death cap soon as well, so we'll put out so much damage. Now So Easy's trying to split push in the top lane, but in the meantime, Reckoning is in the mid lane with a Baron buff, just gonna clear away these waves and take some turrets. Dragon picked up Soul Point. All right, they're looking on Turbo Flyer. He's gonna get stunned into the wall, and he's gonna get a lot of damage. So Easy. He's gonna take up the turret, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Nate's gonna pick up that kill. Star Burrito gets the turret in the bot lane, as now mid lane is gonna be the focus here for the side of Elysium. Mango's hovering in the area, but it looks like they're just gonna back away and play this one slowly as Star Burrito TP's top lane.
They took a lot of turret shots there as well. So Easy took one more on the way out. Nation taking one extra as well. This Knight so incredibly low to go between worlds to go towards Nation. Can he get the kill? Oh, yes, he can.
That's insane how much burst damage Star Burrito's doing at this point.
I don't even think we saw the full extent of it. I think
Oh,
the
no,
fact
oh,
that
no,
he
there's
died
more to
there
come.
made it look almost like less.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way how Conduit comes back in this game. And it really is, it has to be the perfect engage out of So Easy and Nation onto Relics. And then followed up by like,
It's a mistake.
okay, Derizen is dead.
Yeah, this isn't the mistake, but I feel like we're almost approaching that territory. Is it out of Conduit's hands already? Do they have to just capitalize on Elysium making a misstep? Because I'm following your train of thought, and I'll be honest, I don't even see that as an option right now.
Yeah, I think it has to be a mistake by Elysium at this point in the game. I think it's very difficult for Conduit to get the fight on their terms. Like, they're down almost 10k gold at this point. They're only down 7k, but it doesn't matter because Reckoning is on 4 items, right? We almost have the death cap on the Star Burrito, and we've seen how much burst he can do without even having that item. Mango's on 2 items. Turbo, who has been having the roughest game on his team, has 2 items as well.
It's level 16 Wukong.
And now Nation has to pop the arm guard to not fall down here, but it doesn't matter because he's going to die at the end of the day to Star Burrito. And now with that recall, that should be death cap in the inventory for this Aurora as well. Also, Relics is absolutely massive in this game. Like he's playing Soraka the exact way you should. He is 2-0-13. He has kept absolutely everybody alive when he needs to. And the people who are dying, that's their fault because you weren't close enough to your Soraka.
And he's close to a 3rd item as well. Gonna go Redemption on the new-ish build path that item has. Bit of AP to throw into the mix beyond the extra healing that it already provides, because the item wasn't already good enough. Has to be even more specialized to things like Soraka.
It also could be Dawncore, because Dawncore does build out of Codex Forbidden Idol and a second Forbidden Idol.
I thought it was Blasting Wand and double...
I think it's... No, I thought it was double Codex, or single Codex, double... You know what? I think you're right. I haven't built Dawncore in forever, because I play Bard all the time.
Item. That's what it is. It's an ARAM and it's an arena item. It is Blasting Wand, double Forbidden.
I mean, Dawncore is a very good item on
I go with that
champions
next.
like Soraka and like Yuumi. I think that item is extremely strong, but not enough people build it. Now Reckoning is caught out. Derizen almost takes his entire HP bar. Flash away.
So
Mango
he's
gets the
gonna
backline. He's getting a 3-man ultimate as well. And now So Easy is super low. He doesn't have the ultimate. Nation finds the backline. Relics flashes away immediately. Nation still looking for Relics. So Easy is now being chased by Reckoning. So Easy gonna get away from this one. Star Burrito was able to get the kill onto Nation. Relics doesn't fall down. Nobody fall. And Derizen died to, I don't know who he died to, but he fell down as well.
He got popped early. He didn't exist for very long that fight. The 2 kills spread across the Wukong and the Aurora, so you work out which way around they were, and that would tell you. That was just that's desperation coming through from Conduit at this point. They have nothing else to really rely on. They have to hope, they have to pray, and I'm not even sure that'll be enough. Reckoning chasing So Easy out of the fight is not something we expected to be saying. Has to be careful now though, because this is going to be a mega knock.
Wait, he loses the 1v1, so that's absolutely massive for the side of Conduit. I don't know what you thought.
What an ADC thing to happen. Oh, I can take this top laner. I'm fed. I've got like 4 items. Nice try, mate.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, now Reckoning is going to be slightly delayed for the Chemtech Dragon Soul spawn. Wait,
He's gonna get out as well. He's gonna be a while.
Well, Dragon spawns in 10 seconds. He's up in 12, so he's like 4 seconds off the spawn timer, which means Conduit should have positioning for it. They should be able to get this one.
Might
Stop the
bust it.
soul. We'll see.
He's still gonna get out of spawn, get to the fight as well. He has no TP. He can't get there close. Home guards are nice, but he's not going to get there at all in time. So easy has Mega to push them away as well.
All right, so Dragon is claimed by the side of Conduit. They're kiting down, but now it could just be a play on the Baron for Elysium because now Meganar is going to fall off soon. They have the recalls coming out from the side of Conduit, and you have Reckoning. I think you just hard force the Baron here. Don't even look for the pick. Just start up that objective.
I like it. I mean, the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be, and you're clearly seen as well, not on vision, not hitting it. The Blue Ward gonna spot that out. They're gonna go afterwards, which is a little bit of a bait play. It's trying to see if they can get anyone to go too far forward, but they're not looking for the turn. They are looking for the force, but it's late. 6k on the Baron. Nation has a way into the pit through the fast cone.
Right, he's in the pit. He's silenced though. A huge silence from Relics. There's now a lot of damage on the back line. It's now Star Burrito in the zone. He's gonna flash back over the wall. Nation's already down, and now it's the side of Conduit trying to poke out, fight out. So easy. He's about to go Mega. He could look for the angle with the ultimate if he's trying to go for it. This is the angle. He has no flash though, so the side of Elysium just gonna be cutting this one out. Star Burrito taking a whole lot of damage. He's extremely low. Flash and his Chrome alone. He's gonna live thanks to Relics, and now nobody from the side of Elysium falls down yet. Once again, so easy, going to lose the Mega Nard, and it once again kited extremely well by the side of Elysium. And now the second it's down, Mango goes in. He's taking a whole lot of damage. Your Reckoning is putting a lot back. TP back in is Star Burrito. They're still looking to go for this fight. The side of Conduit has to run for the hills. They are so low on HP.
Yeah, and they can keep this Baron push going as well. Still 2 more minutes of that to worry about for Conduit. Well, they may have got the Drake. They stopped the Soul from happening. They still have to contend with the fact that this Baron push could be so dangerous. Depends on how Elysium want to set this one up. They look to claim the top tier 2 first by the looks of things. But Turfly's already there to push out the bot wave as well, which was not put very far away by So Easy either. There is the top tier 2. Didn't have much left to it. And now they can either try to set up a 1-3-1, a bit risky, or look for that kind of 4-1 setup around top and bot maybe, instead of usually mid and one of the side lanes. Gonna claim the jungle before any of that happens, as Relics is the one to kill the blue buff. We can talk about whether that should be the case or not. Is there Nation? Are you allowed to be here?
Nation just gets deleted as the Chain of Corruptions does land onto Mango. So easy, has a lot of damage. They're gonna burst down the Aurora, but Mango in the backline is gonna kill Concrete, and now Reckoning is looking to push forward. It's nice use of the Warrior Trickster there to bait in So Easy, but Reckoning is able to get the kill onto the enemy AD carry. And now you can see, even in the bot lane, in the meantime, Turbo Flyer is pushing in on that inhibitor turret. He's gonna claim that one. Derizen has to respond to that one. Now top lane, the rest of Elysium is looking to push this one in. Mango flashes in, gets the Cyclone, getting a lot of damage on the So Easy. Now no longer has the hop, gets hit by the second Cyclone. He's trying to cut this one out, but Mango is able to pick up that kill. Is now Turbo Flyer is going to push in onto the inhibitor, taking some good damage from Derizen here. We'll see if Derizen wants to push this one even further, but it looks like the side of Elysium going to let that the game, but it doesn't matter because Turbo Flyer finds the flip on to Derizen, and that is going to be Elysium getting the series win over Conduit, 2-1. Nature's going to try to stall this one out. Hold on, it might have been too soon to speak because now the inhibitor turret is respawning for the side of Conduit.
Oh,
okay.
Nation doesn't have flash just yet. It's coming up cooldown a couple of seconds. If he can extend this play, he's going to have it, but he gets silenced! And he just walks straight into it instead! Oh no!
Nation.
It might end anyway!
And now that's game. That's just game now, because now Reckoning gets the free hit on
it's
the...
called 1v3!
Yeah, that's it. It's over. I was right. I may have said it a few seconds too early, but it still reigns true. Elysium wins the series 2-1 over Conduit Esports.
Oh, you were right, but you were wrong, but you were right. It's a cycle.
I'm never wrong. I'm just early.
Oh, what a weird and wonderful way to finish things off. Elysium pick up game 3. It is all 3 games won by red side in this one here, which is a little bit rare, but if it works, it works. Elysium choosing to switch back over to the red side the counter pick which they switched for didn't necessarily do all too much, but the rest of the team was just so incredibly oppressive. I mean, you have the threat of Sivir Soraka scaling with the early game potential of Aurora Wukong. It felt like Conduit really had no avenue to break down this comp. They needed to find a way to put the Civ behind. Instead, she was the one that got fed from all those early fights. And from that point onwards, Elysium never turned back around. They take themselves right back to the top of BOL Prem. They sit up there nice and pretty with the Monkeys, who got up there as well yesterday. This is approaching a very interesting time of year. This was the week where it was the top 4 teams all playing against each other. Monkeys beating out the Spire yesterday. Elysium finishing off Conduit today. They set themselves ahead as the 2 best teams in BOL Prem. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they play each other next week as well.
Could be an interesting series.
Yeah,
And like you said, with playoffs being so close, the wins against the other teams you were close to is the most important thing. And Elysium able to get it here over Conduit today. There were moments where it looked like Conduit had an opportunity in this game, in this last game, but I honestly think Relics on the Soraka is 100% the reason why Elysium won that game. He did so much healing, kept this team alive for so long. Yes, everybody was kind of fed on the team, Mango, Star Burrito, and Reckoning, but if Relics isn't keeping alive the team for that long with how much burst damage comes out from the Conduit comp, it's just game over at that point. But overall, good games out of both teams, some bangers overall, especially this game and game 2 I thought were fantastic games. But with that, that's going to be the end of our stream here, as our second series for the day has been rescheduled to another day. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank our producer Revenant in the background for doing all the work. I've been Chong Somo, joined by Rue, and we'll see you all next time for Blue Otter Premier League.